faces lined up in a row. Believe I've left no traces of anyone I know. There with the people and out there with the crowd. I've got no final basis to keep my head unbowed. A change is gonna come. It's gonna come. The time has come for making a new place in my head. It's either that or breaking what I've got left instead. There with the people and out there with the crowd. The moment of mistaking, of living life out loud. A change is gonna come. Oh, it's gonna come. Time has come for making a new place in my head. It's either that or breaking what I've got left instead. There with the people and out there with the crowd. The moment of mistaking, of living the life out loud. A change is gonna come. Oh, it's gonna come. A little bit of change from my album 5 years later, from my band The Roads album, which came out late last year. And if you like it, you should double check that link that Echo just put up there. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the end of a long and really awesome day of streaming. We started out with some Wizardry Tale of the Forsaken Land, and then moved on GOG to some Pathfinder Kingmaker, which was a little frustrating, but ended really strong. And so now we're getting into a game that is going to be a blast, and I love it. And that's Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, which is coming to you. I'm not going to go through everything because you folks already know the drill with this, but you should check out the various links. Check out my YouTube, my Discord, my Twitter. Please do retweet this stream, ! Tweet. That would be lovely. And of course, the financial ways to support the Patreon, ! Arvtreon, the shop, ! Arv shop. And of course, my sub button right above that video window is there as well. We have got the crew of the Arvocalists here. And I just want to remind everybody that we will be back on Thursday with Emberwind. John Helfers will be joined by Marie Bilodeau, by Jen Brozek, and by Saad. Brahms will not be there because he is away for the week in a place where there is no internet. I know that feeling. So he is not going to be with them, but the other three will be there. And then on Friday, we will have Esper Genesis. That will include, of course, myself, and we'll have Mr. Zach Clay, Mr. Johnny Pittman, and Mr. Carlos Hernandez. Cat Rambo will not be with us for that because she's away at a conference. And then on Saturday, we have got, I'll also be making an announcement on Friday about new content coming to the channel next month, so you will not want to miss that. And then we've got on Saturday a mini marathon session of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. So we've got some awesome stuff coming up over the next week. And tonight we have got, honestly, what is rapidly becoming one of my favorite streams that we do, just because I really love hanging out with these people, and we have a lot of fun, in particular with this game that I'm looking forward to. And that, of course, is, and my daughter's, she wants to point out as well, and that, of course, is Ace Attorney, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. And now, because I have already unmuted myself and they know this is the drill, I'm heading over there to show you This, and I don't believe they've ever seen this new overlay, by the way.
Arv, how dare you forget about your daughter, the most important Arvocalist of the entire group.
Very true.
You know what?
No question about
your
that.
share of the money tonight.
That's right. I'm going to give her my share. I'll do that by letting her rest in the room.
I almost said my share, but I'm not. I don't want to.
Like, not that share. But anyway, yes, little Arv.
Buying a martini with my share.
You can see little Arv is here because, of course, this is summertime. She could be up a little later. I do want to highlight before I say hi to all the guys this overlay, which was done for us by the amazing Shadowed Mage. This is a new overlay, you will note. It is specially designed, the Arvocalists Ace Attorney Apollo Justice overlay. So that is very slick. I like it.
Pulling it up now. I can't see it yet.
It's very, very lovely. I've got it up now, and so yeah, it's very cool. Shadowed Mage did it, and so I want to give him some thanks for doing that because I think it came out really well.
Super cool.
And
hey, I like it.
Yeah, it looks. I think it looks really nice. So thank you very much for that, Shadowed.
It's very gold.
It's very gold. It's very yellow, but it's got that whole. You can see the sort of in the background the the witness stand and all that stuff, and it's all that kind of stuff. Notice me, senpai. I'd like to thank the Canadian Kilobyte for subbing. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, that is Red Lear, the amazing Red Lear, who is awesome. I always notice Red Lear. I always notice you, senpai.
I'm starting to think these messages from Red Lear are a cry for help.
I want to thank Red Lear. He is an awesome dude, and you folks should be following
this in my
him.
channel too. And
you should be following him already. Red Lear is an awesome dude, and thank you so much, man, as always. But I am joined today. Thanks, Red Lear. But I am joined today by the lovely Arvocalists, and the last Arvocalist will be joining us soon. Dot will be joining us in about 10 to 15 minutes, so she will be here. But in the meantime, we have the rest of the crew who is here. One on my neck of the woods, and the others out west on the west side, and they are here and ready to go with their comic and vocal stylings. And I will begin with the gentleman who is on my side of the continent, and that, of course, is our good friend GC Darkside Rob, who, like me, did not have to swelter quite as much today. We actually had an okay, not 1,000-degree temperature day today. So, how are you, Rob? Did you manage to cool off a little bit?
Back.
Was it
back again?
Rob is
Darkside Rob's back. Tell a friend.
So how you doing, Rob? How's life and everything?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm feeling really good tonight. It honestly feels like it was 12 weeks since we did Infinity and Beyond. I don't know. There was just like so much that happened on that.
You're gonna say Infinity War. I was like,
and that too.
What are you guys doing?
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm good. I'm excited to get back to some Ace Attorney Apollo Justice and try to remember how I did the voice of the characters or which characters we did, and if we end up doing the characters that we did the last time. So yeah, real quick, I guess I'll do a short plug of everything that's going on with me right now. GC Darkside Rob, that's the same for twitch.tv, and also twitter.com/GC Darkside Rob. You can catch me on my channel, casting, music production, video games, and other stuff like that. I post my photography work on Instagram, instagram.com/DarksideRob, and I'm also trying to make it available for purchase on SmugMug, which I uploaded new galleries of my photography work today. I'm working on a new album that's posting to Bandcamp, and I will be also trying to sell it everywhere I can on the internet. So I'll be posting more details about that album as they come out. I'm hoping to have it done by the end of the summer. And new YouTube videos coming out every Monday. I've been a little bit slacking off on that, but I'm trying to get back into the groove. I have a new video coming out this Wednesday, and then there will be a new video after that coming out hopefully every Monday. Links for all that stuff is in the info tab of my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GCDarksideRob. Check it out. And yeah, looking forward to this show. Without further ado, Russ.
Thank you, sir. Our good friend Russ, who is lit by the blinding light of the sun.
Yes,
light
it
is just like
Arctic Circle, about 12 degrees cold.
It has not been dark for 3 months. Is what it is.
Yes.
How you doing, Russ?
The thing didn't work out anymore, so he decided to be a scientist.
Exactly.
Yeah. Every 3 months,
Pays
I
much
go
better.
for another profession. Just grad school off of
Not that unheard
University of Phoenix online. I'm good. did an overnight shoot on Sunday night into Monday for a cool dystopian sci-fi thing that I will show you guys when it comes out. I'm exhausted. That was cool. This is live comedies. You guys want some live comedies?
I prefer dead
Yes.
comedies. I like the classics. No, anyways.
Yeah, Abbott and Costello and
Yeah.
Bang Zoom to the Moon. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Am I supposed to vamp? Are you doing
No.
something?
It's fine. It's fine. No, you do not have to vamp. I'm very glad that you are with us, and I am very excited. I'm doing this because we're fixing a transparency issue with the overlay, which our dear friend Shadowed has already fixed, and so I'm just adding that. And as we do that, I'm going to move down to again. Dot will be with us shortly, so I will move down instead to the honorable officer and a gentleman, Mr. Zach Clay. Zach, how is life in the universe as an officer and a gentleman, and everything? How you been?
Life in the universe is great. I've been enjoying my summer. I haven't streamed in a little while, but I've been going out, taking a few trips, enjoying some time with friends, and life is good in doing those summer kid things that one does before starting at a new university and going full on back into college, which is great and exciting. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to sit down and chill and be able to voice some more stuff. Also because this is again like my first Ace Attorney game, so I'm very excited to see how it goes. I like the details. So
Awesome.
yes,
I am very excited as well.
I feel
to
like this
have
is
you.
the only game we've done.
There we go. Good. Now I
know
fixed.
we've done,
I just
I
fixed
know
this
we've
thing.
done more than just the Ace Attorney games,
We have.
but it always feels like this is our home base.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
it
Where we
well
come back to.
it is. Well, partially because every time we do it, we always have a blast, and then we're like, "This is great. We should we should do this more often."
It gets super goofy.
So
It's
that's
fun.
I think part of it. Is why. Okay, good. Now we've got that set. Thank you very much. You are my hero, Shadow. Thank you so much. I must wait for the interview. Oh, it's the interview. All right. Well, good luck, Shadow. Good luck on the interview. Holy cow.
Definitely Shattered. Both you and Deej are in the.
Yeah, I know. That's right. DJ,
trying to
same
get-
time. That's right. Good luck. Good luck to
What?
both.
Get
And,
them job. Get that money.
Do us proud. Make sure that you're like. Moreover, the question is not whether you can afford to hire me, but whether you can afford not to, since I am a member in good standing of the Arvanauts. And they just stare at him, and then they blink at you, and then you gradually get up, and like the nun in Blues Brothers, you just sort of like go all the way back
And
out
then-
the window.
yeah.
and then they give you a standing ovation, and they say,
All
"You
of us-
suck."
And then the response comes down. All of us are dumber for what
having lazy. I award you
I
no
award
points.
you no points.
May
May
God
God
have mercy
mercy
on
on
us
us
all.
all.
Maybe the greatest scene. Oh man, one of the greatest scenes in all movies. Anyway, so it is great to have Zach with us. You will see Zach again on at Espergenesis on Friday, so that'll be a good time
Yes.
as well as we get Cosmeritis is back in full effect.
Mhm.
But tonight we have got some Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, and when
So
last
ready.
we
So
talked
I
to our
needed some
heroes.
justice in my life. What?
When last we talked to our heroes, we had some issues going on with this. As
Zach, why
usually
do you
is the
look so
case.
concerned?
And
No,
so I am going to switch us over. I'm going to share screen, and then I'm going to have to switch us over to the Zoom share screen like I usually do. So chat should bear with me for just a moment. As
Be a bear, chat.
Where's my Zoom?
Roar.
Where's my
I want honey. I am a bear.
You're hired.
Absolutely brilliant.
Incredibly convincing.
Thank you.
I saw a bear
They
just like that
cast,
the other
they
day.
cast
Was
me
it
as
you?
the bear in the Revenant. Me and Liam. So we were together for many months.
That was, must have been very cold. Anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
Fortunately,
So,
I didn't get an Oscar for that performance, but he did. So.
all right.
But yeah.
And display capture. There's that. All right. Now.
Did it?
Yes, it's gonna it'll be just a moment whilst
No,
I
no,
get
no, no,
this
no.
up.
I was wondering if it got a little dark on my end because now the screen brightness. I was using my.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to use my own screen because it's like a 40-inch screen in front of my face as a light. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
It does look a little bit darker, yeah.
Yeah, let me fix that. I'll turn on another light.
Okay.
I was trying to get away with as minimal lighting as possible.
There we go. That's what I was looking to do.
Meow.
And so I can do that. Nope, not that. I can do this. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it is. It is true. Actually, it's got that sort of dark purple. It does make you look like, you know what it basically is, Rob, is that I just think the way that your room looks, it just means that you're basically the bad boy in every boy band ever. Like there's always got to be one who's got like the dark, like the dark glasses and the dark, and that's basically what it is. Everyone else is like,
As long as I'm
Zach
not the
is
one
all
that
looking cheery and everything, and you're just kind of like,
wait,
you're just
wait,
kind
isn't
of
that
like,
usually the one that ends up in rehab? Because I'm not sure that
no, they all seem like they will, but then they don't at the end, and then it's a very heartwarming moment because it's like, I've always felt a little different, a little more on the dark side, like a dark side Rob, but now things have changed, like.
Well, I
Lights.
wish someone would show me the meaning of being lonely. That's really.
Wow, that's deep, man.
Okay.
Did nobody?
Was that a reference?
Show me the meaning of being lonely.
Oh, I haven't heard that song in a long time.
I happened to watch that boy band doc, the one that YouTube backed.
There we go.
About the guy who, what is it? He created Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and then basically like was like, okay, yeah, you guys have been touring for like 3 years. Here are your checks, and he gave him a check with a grand total of like $8,000 to $10,000 each, and like pocketed millions of dollars.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, good. So now we're good.
Actually, I
That
don't
is
remember which
captured.
band made that song.
I think we're all good. Everything works. And all right, we are set to go, chat. So I'm going to unmute BlueStacks. And here we go. Turnabout Trump, part 1.
No, I don't want to. I thought this wasn't going to be a political show.
I don't want to do this.
I'm not going there.
Resume your game from this
I
point.
have Twitter for this. I told my therapist I'd only get mad on Twitter. Dang it.
Okay, now hang on a second. Why do I
That
not
explains so much.
why do I not have sound yet?
Best explanation of Twitter I ever heard was somebody who had a kid. Their kid was like, I don't do anything on Twitter. Twitter's just a place for old people to get angry and have no one listen to them.
Okay, hold on a second. I need to find out why my music's not... Why I don't have music playing.
Because I ate it.
Um,
All of it.
Ate the music.
Why do I not have
I
music
Kirby'd the hell out of it.
playing?
Echo has noticed Russ's glasses.
Finally. I
This
had
is gonna be
forgotten
fun.
he had double glass. Oh, that's so good.
Oh, that's great.
Oh God, there's like a
Wearing more
12
glasses
pixel,
at once.
There's like a 12 pixel bar at the top of the share window that's just blinking on and off and on and off. And I'm just like, I like a cat. I just want to like, bash the shit out of it. Like, awesome.
Why can I
Russ.
not? Why is there not any? Why am I not getting audio?
Oh goodness.
Oh God, here we go.
Okay, hang on a second. Well, no, normally
Portal
I
to
haven't
the
had
next
trouble with this in the
universe.
past.
Hey, trifocals, we want you out of the cafeteria. Leave your lunch money on the table.
Hey, Six Eyes. Hey, Jeff Goldblum's The Fly.
Hey, what's up, Digiverto? Okay. I'm gonna have to restart BlueStacks because I don't know why it's not.
Oh my God. That's
Stacks. Why don't you try green stacks?
It would have changed everything.
One person laughed at my joke. Thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna restart it and see. I don't know what. It was working just fine, and then All right.
And then Arv's stream goes down.
Nope.
This
nope.
is
Just
not
a
sponsored by
moment as
BlueStacks.
I fire
This
this
is
up again.
not sponsored by BlueStacks.
I know the windows are messed up. Bear with me, chat. Okay.
They can't see Russ's glorious lenses.
Need 4K. Is my camera good enough?
This is actually how 4K works. You just stack 3 glasses.
You really are with the multiple. Really, this is.
Sony 3D, are you watching this? This is the future right here. I swear to God, Russ, if
I
you're
thought
not
you
like
were just gonna
at a
add more
booth at
things.
CES with that setup like next year.
Okay, why?
I'd be hugely
Seriously, why
disappointed.
am I not? I don't understand why I'm not hearing. Why I'm not hearing this.
And this is how Arv learned that he was deaf.
How is it possible that I can hear
Oh,
you?
dude, you have okay. So I know this is getting recorded, so I can't say names or companies, but I sent in Like I have links to all of my work that I sent out the other day, and I sent it to a client or sent it to a potential client, and he got the person on the other side got back to me and was like, "Yeah, none of your links work. I think the audio is set up wrong." And I was like panicking because I was like, "Okay, well all of my links don't work. I guess I better go fix them." And I checked them; they were fine. I posted all new links and I sent them all back, and I was like, "Here's a whole new set of links." And I got a response back the next day. I was like, "Sorry, man, it must have been on my side. My headphones didn't work."
Oh God.
Boom,
Like,
boom,
outstanding.
Cool. Thanks for checking that for me. I'm gonna
input,
go have a
output?
heart attack now. Thank you very much.
What do you mean? What do you
like,
mean
yeah.
input? What do you mean input output? What do you mean?
Like maybe is it because you're usually when you're making sure that the stream can also hear BlueStacks, do you feed the output of BlueStacks into an input that then isn't also an output, or?
No.
If it's just being it wouldn't be that complicated because if BlueStacks output is just going through his desktop audio, it should be automatically being picked up by OBS.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even hearing it on my script. Wait a second. Let me try playing something else.
I have feeling
this will all
Okay,
magically
that video
work
works fine.
as soon as Dot shows up. This is all just a really big ploy.
I don't understand. Why would it not? Is the mute button turned on? The mute button? No, the mute button is not turned on.
It looks fine to me.
Should have sent an audio file that was yakety sax. Yes, I was thinking of that,
God.
or I was thinking of sending Benny Hill.
What is going on? Something is weird.
Yeah, it's literally not. It's literally not even. It's not even zipping. It's not even. Oh, there we go. Whoop! I think I heard that.
Russ, you look like a character, like
Okay, there we go.
concept character for Tron Legacy.
All right, people can hear that. Yes, not the Arvocalists. You guys can hear that. It's probably a little bit loud, actually. Okay, good. They can hear that. Lovely. All right, now let me share a screen.
We can never hear the audio, so we don't know if it's working at all.
Yep.
Okay, now so chat can now see and hear it. Yes. Everyone can see and hear things. Yes.
Oh,
I
that
know
is
it's-
Benny Hill, right? Okay, that's what I meant.
It's too
I
loud.
just pull it. Yeah.
Okay, and it's too loud. And you guys say it's too loud.
When you're right, you're right.
Yes, things.
It's
Yes.
loud, but I hear it. Okay. How about that? Is that better? Is that better, everybody? Better. How about that? Is that better?
Now, chat, because he's not going to change it once it's set. I mean, it's set in stone for the cast.
How about that? Better now? Better now? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Is that? Can everybody be? Can everybody be heard? Now the game's audio is low. Okay.
We heard.
Stop. Everybody stop. Everyone wants to be a joker. Everyone stop. All right. Okay. Can everyone? Okay. All right. Is that loud enough? We're good. Betterer. Okay, good. Lovely. All right, here we go. So, let's see. And I think we had Dot playing this. So over there. All right. I think we had Dot playing this. So, let's see. I will have. All right, since my daughter wanted to do this, I'll have her fill in, okay, while we're doing this, because she's super excited about it. All right, so we'll have her fill in for this.
Eventually, Arv, you're going to actually have to get her a microphone.
She's a Russian. She's Russian. I have a microphone I've given her, but she's going to bed in about 25 minutes. So.
Yes, the name is Olga.
My friend's mother is Russian, and actually, his name is Olga.
Okay. All right.
Does this work?
It is on.
Yes. It is. We
can
All
hear
right,
you.
good. Outstanding.
Ground control.
All right, here we go.
Just send.
Okay.
That man who the victim has strangled it in death. I don't know how to do Russian.
Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
Objection!
Objection.
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Right can't lose.
Ahem. Justice. Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection.
Shut up, you smug son of a... But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case in my first 7 years as a prosecutor either.
Because you weren't
Only
on a
my
case
hair.
for those first 7 years. You were the janitor, and
Incidentally, I have some evidence here. It's really
having a case.
not incidental at all. It's important. These are the poker chips as they lay at the very moment of the crime.
Who the hell plays poker that way?
okay.
It's 5-card draw. It's very out of style. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say?
Corn chips.
Anyone have some
Pringles?
guacamole?
Yeah, and we're not talking about Pringles, Your Honor. I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war, which is a different card game, so it's very easy transition. It's a game called war. Anyway, your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils, which is why you keep them clipped in a bag.
I only play 52 card pickup.
I didn't pick up what that first line
He
was.
said, I
so-
know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as...
I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3.
Did you just admit gambling on the... I think he means poker face.
Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table.
Chip photo added to the court record. This seems like a very, reliable...
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Reliable. This is basically a courtroom run by FAO Schwartz.
It's true. Cross-examination. That fateful night.
That night, the customer asked me to deal cards for a game.
Hold it! You were dealing cards. Do you do this often? Confess!
That I am doing things. If the customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht cards.
It's borscht.
Borscht cards. Borscht. It's my work.
And then I post pictures of them to Instagram.
It's good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service.
I wish he had said that hasn't forgotten the meaning of borscht.
The-
In my
Your
youth,
Instagram.
I was known as the borscht.
Welcome to the Borscht Belt.
Yep.
Welcome to your Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitress. Waitresses.
Yes.
Waitresses.
Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination.
It was cold. Both players had played with hats on. Da.
Hold it! What do you mean, da? It's already April. How could it be cold?
We have horrible air conditioning. At Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride on authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme.
And it's built inside of a freezer.
Outside the city, outside it is city in the spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mount Russia, as Mother
See?
Russia.
Mother Russia.
No
Mother
way am I
Russia.
going there.
When it comes to hot borscht, cold is the best seasoning, da? The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck.
Hold it!
Huh?
His locket?
I believe he was a good luck charm, da? He gripped it many times as he played that night.
Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars.
Your
What am I
Honor,
saying?
what are your opinions on early retirement? I just
What are your opinions on astrology?
curious.
Though if it were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift.
I
What?
The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about?
And a towel.
I
Look at how
mean,
much he's
a
sweating,
pendant
man.
with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket?
Of course, I knew that.
Oh,
It was probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that.
No, a locket's a locket. Doesn't matter what shape it is.
It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society.
It's very nice, Christoph. Yeah, the raid from Little Red Dot. Very appropriate. Just playing tabletop RPGs. Welcome all the raiders from Little Red Dot, and I can't wait for Little Red Dot to get here and
Red
to
Dot
join
raid!
us. Hard of hearing or hard of understanding?
Maybe both.
You're muted.
So, what happened next?
then, last hand is done, but something terrible happened. Duh.
Hold it!
Huh?
Something terrible?
The defense will refrain from needless shouting.
I'm so sorry, Your Honor! Sorry. I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing.
There's like a pool forming underneath him with the amount of
really
sweat
is,
that's
it's
going
true.
on. Man. It's just literally like it's up to his socks.
It's really true.
Now, Miss Orley, can you tell us what happened? I feel like I'm repeating myself.
Oh, I was so frightened. I trembled with fear.
Trembled with fear. Okay. So this is good timing because when you're done with this part of the testimony, then Dot will take over for Olga after your brilliant job. Okay.
Pronounced oh yeah.
That man flew at the victim and strangled him to death.
Hold it!
What?
But the defendant would never do such a thing.
Well, now, I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic.
You mean the truth, Your Honor?
If possible, please refrain from embarrassing me.
Wow, this guy.
Still,
He's kind of a snob.
why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker?
Perhaps it is because the defendant has lost game?
Yes!
Perhaps
Hey,
the
Russian-
defendant never had game.
Oh. If the peanut gallery... Am I kidding? I'm
Would
Russian.
refrain.
I don't want one of this. I'm Brooklyn, I'm not Russian.
I was gonna
Yes!
say.
A crushing defeat for a man with no feet, otherwise known as undefeated. So, it is always with men like him. I'm going Russian. I'm trying to stop it, but it won't stop.
I'm sorry, Russ. I've thrown you off your game.
Winners make sore losers. Oh, how the mighty fall. Fail. Fall.
Ball.
I need more glasses.
Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do. How about win the case?
Right, sir. Leave it to me.
As I look at you through these
There were
very
only
thin glasses.
3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I've got you now. Oh, really?
Oh, really?
That night, customer asked
Okay,
for me.
that actually is just going back to the other thing. So, that means now that after my daughter did a wonderful job, spectacular,
I wish I could do a Russian accent.
absolutely.
Don't we all?
Oh, okay. Are
Practice,
you?
That's all it takes. Just practice.
Was that note from before, Dot? Or are you now here?
Can I buy her?
Yeah, yes. Okay, go ahead and do that.
Okay, cool. I wanted approval before I walked off. Okay.
Yeah, yes. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to capture your window while you were gone. Okay, and let me get this.
I mean, if I can just respond to what Sen said there for just a second, because like for anybody who ever wants to try to learn accents, or you know, if you have a good ear for them, or there are also great accent books out there. But if you really just want to learn, even if you think it's a cliche form of an accent, just look at videos, watch videos, listen intently, and just try to copy and mimic what other people are doing. It's fine if the first time you do an accent, it's clearly a rip of somebody else's attempt at an accent.
Mhm.
You can add your own characteristic and take on it later.
Yeah.
But just to get the texture of it in your body, because once you all this stuff with accents, with voices, with any character, anything, it's finding what works and then finding what works for you. Just practicing it.
Totally.
Look in a mirror, make silly faces, make silly voices. I mean, every comedian that has ever been like known for voices or imitations or anything like that, they're like, yeah, I got started in my bathroom doing this in the mirror. And like now you have the wonderful thing of the internet where you can literally look at any
Now you can look at anyone's bathroom.
Wasn't exactly where I was going with that, but
I didn't think we were going to talk about Dr. Disrespect on this cast. Anyway, sorry.
oh, snap.
Okay. Interesting.
Shots
Interesting lead in there.
fired. So Dot will be returning in just a moment to join with us. But that's good advice, actually, Rob, because it is something where sometimes people are kind of like, I don't even know, how does anyone do any of that? And I'm like, at least initially, a lot of it is just listening. And the principle is the same with good speaking in general, actually, not just accents. So listening to the way others do it is really, really important. All right, so I'm going to allow Dot to take over, and I'm going to let her introduce herself. But first of all, Little Lar did a great job. Thank you, Little Lar.
Thank you.
So welcome again, folks from Little Red Dots chat, and welcome everybody. Welcome, of course, to Dot, who is with us after some tabletop gaming and is now here to take over as Olga and other characters, etc. Dot, how are you? How's life? And you want to tell the fine people who don't know you, which should be everybody, but just in case, who you are.
Yeah, I am Dot. I am excited to be here with such an introduction. Yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me come in a little late. I was playing some Scum and Villainy.
Who does the? I mean, listen, Dot, when are you going to give up on these tabletop games?
I have no idea. I ask myself that every day. I'm like, not today, Chelsea. You're not going to roll a dice today.
It will not be this day.
No good boomer streams.
I thought for a brief moment there you were going to ask, who shows up on time? I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't really.
Everyone turns away.
Never, fashion.
But no, Dot is great, and Dot is great, and we have a full crew. Our full crew has returned, and so the glorious Arvocalists will return. So we just pressed for more details of Miss Olga here.
Oh, that's
so
right.
now I have to actually start figuring out what the heck the problem is. So the thing that I'm trying to figure out is the deal cards for game, whatever. It was cold. Both players played with hats on.
Okay.
The victim plays whole time with his hand on a locket at his neck. Last hand is done. Something terrible has happened. Man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death. So I have to look at there's the autopsy report. Death is caused. Oh, that's the problem. What is this strangling?
Yeah.
I thought it was caused by a single blow. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I needed to do was show up.
Objection!
It.
Oh, really?
It all
Strangled,
makes
you
sense
say?
now.
That's odd.
Normal customers only choke on borscht.
No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head.
Ike!
Ms. Orley, really now? Did you witness the crime?
Perfectly cast.
Didn't lose the borscht.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything.
Yet, it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor.
Hit with the truth. Wapow! Okay.
He was playing blackjack. He hit several times.
Should have doubled down.
Here is a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during the the investigation.
Doesn't this
He's
guy
actually
look
the
like he's one
Avatar.
step away from Destro? Like he's about to turn into Destro from G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Like he's
Like
right.
he's got the Avatar, the Airbender. symbol
That's
on his
Yeah, the era.
God, he really took a turn after he found out he was the Airbender, didn't he? Like,
It was after the Schlemayan movie. He just couldn't. He couldn't after.
take this anymore.
Lion?
Air, fire, screw it. I'm out of here.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit.
Crime photo 2 added.
Judge really is the most oblivious of the group.
But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim his neck.
Oh, really, Ms. O'Reilly? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time.
Justice.
Shut up. I mean, yes, sir.
I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should be a little bit less of a schmuck. Perhaps you should think this through once more.
Perhaps you should do something with your hair instead of letting it hang like a snow cone in front of your suit jacket.
It's all. How dare you even mention anything about my hair? Don't talk to me. Turn the other way.
What do you mean? I found a contradiction.
You are a living contradiction.
That's true.
Damn.
My hair and my truth.
Salt.
There's one. Also, my hair is the most delicious snow cone. Thank you. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me.
Very well.
I'm not going to tell you what it is, though, because I'm just that beautiful.
And it seems we should continue the cross-examination.
You like, hey, what's up, Chuck Batman? You like how Russ actually looks a bit like Pain? A little, you know, a touch.
Russ looked like pain.
There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it.
There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too.
All right, let's see. So that's the cards for game, right? It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, hand on locket. Last hand has done something terrible has happened.
Pain!
Okay.
After defendant tried to strangle victim. Oh, okay. Then he hits him with the bottle. All right. So, sorry. Go ahead and give... I didn't realize there was a new line. Sorry, Don.
Oh, that is a new line.
Yeah.
After the defendant tried to strangle victim, he hit him with bottle.
Hold it! You didn't say anything about hitting before.
Sorry, I must be forgetting this now.
Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony.
For brains.
I am sorry, Your Honor.
And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report. I believe.
Sure, no problem. No perjury. No perjury. We're good.
That fixes
Thank you.
everything.
The defendant made to strangle his victim. Made to strangle.
Strangle his victim. Oh, like, here's the victim.
Made to strangle his victim. Then changed his mind.
What even sense does this make? He's like, oh, no. Like, what is this? Like, what?
While I'm in the middle of this.
And chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely. Thank you, Mr. Payne. Welcome.
So
Yes,
he
there you go,
strangled
Russ.
him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all this.
You know the old saying, you change horses mid-murder. Anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do. Actually, I don't believe that at all. I think you're an absolute moron. But anyway.
Right, sir. Leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. I've already said this. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I've got you now, really.
A hedgehog.
Okay. So, it's a hedgehog.
Customers asked was called. It was called both planes.
Yeah, it's all the
hats
same.
on down. I say it much faster because he plays the whole time with his hands on his lock and his neck.
Last hand is done. Something terrible has happened. Wait a minute. All right, what is this picture of this chip picture here? All right, so there
Told you,
was.
this in guacamole.
All right, I'm gonna talk to this gentleman, Mr. Russ Goodman, who recently won a tournament. Came in second place at a tournament on America's Card Room.
We're looking for poker inconsistencies in the.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to figure out like
the first thing I would have looked at was whether they're like 5 aces or something. But this seems
There's
like
not-
a relatively
no,
legal
but they have-
hand.
they
We
have-
aces,
yeah.
aces full of kings beats aces full of sevens. That seems right. Although
Yeah.
there are more chips on the side of aces versus kings, which you would think they need to equalize the chips. So I don't understand that part. That seems like a.
And
game
you know, I was about to say that. Well, it means that he probably had to lose all his chips to play the hand, and he thought he had the winning hand and didn't. And they probably got in a discrepancy with cards.
Yeah, like he was all in. That makes sense.
Yeah, he was
So-
all in, thinking he had the better hand.
Yep.
Well, he did have the better. That's the top side is the murdered guy's side, right? So he had the better hand and then was killed.
And then won. But I mean, the other guy. And look, the bottle is turned directly towards him, like handle ready to go.
So wasn't he bludgeoned on the head with a wine bottle? Is that what he was? hit with?
That's the theory. But the other thing I don't get is why is there no wine spilled on the table?
Yeah, but then there's also a card that is at the top, right above the bottle to the left. Yeah.
Oh, there's one in the bottom left too.
There's you're right.
Oh,
there's
there's
a
a
two,
deuce
and the
and
bottom
some
left I
kind of
can't read.
heart.
And then
It's a
there's
heart.
another picture that shows the cards on the table. I don't know if there's not that one. I think it's like the first one.
That Nokia cell phone though.
Actually, wait a second. The defendant, Mr. Smith. Oh, okay, that was before they played poker, obviously.
That was food, not playing cards.
All right. What's that?
So that bottle, it could have been that he drank it. He got a bit. Why couldn't he
probably.
let it hit him?
That photo right there.
Yeah, the one with him passed out.
That could happen.
Okay, yeah, I suppose that's true. Grape juice bottle used as the murder weapon. Is that? All right.
Right,
this
didn't
is
we establish it's grape juice, not wine?
Yeah, it is grape juice.
So no one got loopy off of grape juice, unfortunately.
No.
That sugar high though.
Grape
Let me
juice.
tell
How
ya.
long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, it's Mr.
Haven't
Wright's
gone
favorite
on a
drink.
serious Pez bender in a while.
Well, it goes with borscht.
Use the dispenser.
Wow,
was
this is some advanced forensic technology that this game has, where
I
you can
know,
like
right?
look at the
Oh,
bottle.
go to the picture of him, the first picture of him dead. Yeah.
This one?
Well, and then
Yeah,
look
what's
at the
that?
cards.
Oh, yeah, good call. So there's two
Enhance.
aces,
Enhance.
two aces and three. Yeah, look at this. Two aces
Enhance.
and three kings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's.
Can't tell.
Yeah.
It was
But
seven.
in the other picture, the aces were on that side, and in this picture, the sevens are on that side.
Wait,
Are you
wait.
sure?
Yeah. In the other
Yeah,
picture,
that was probably the difference between one freelance artist and another freelance artist.
We're playing cards, just two.
see,
Two.
see the aces on the bottom hand are on the right side, and in the other photo, the sevens are on the right side.
True.
Oh, you're talking about in the bottom of the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's see.
the losing hand.
Why are all the cards on the ground?
Because it was like, whew, and then there was a fight, and then like.
Some of them must have gotten knocked over.
Oh, I see.
But it does imply that somebody like reset the table up to take the
Yeah, to
photo
take-
after.
Yeah. So the question is, where do I offer that? Is the question. Like,
Yeah.
because the last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. You hit him with bottle. Hold hand of his deck. Play it. Okay. Deal cards the game. Whole time with his hand
Go
unlock
back to
it
the
to his
last
neck.
one.
Uh,
The other way. Pulled both players, but oh no, sorry.
Is there a picture of the guy who's being accused?
there's not a picture of him, although I could present his name. Although, you know the other thing too? You know what else? Where's the locket?
Oh yeah. There's no locket on his neck.
All right.
Unless
I
it was
think-
the other person.
I bet this is.
Was it him?
There are totally
Objection.
fingerprints on his neck, though. It looks like somebody took it.
You know, there is one curious partner testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean?
Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about?
No, stop looking at me! Stop looking at me! No. Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar and ESL. Offensive, Your Honor.
No. No, but look at this photograph. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Do you see a locket on the victim's neck?
Well done, Justice. It only took you 4 days.
That's funny.
Under a lot of pressure.
I knew you'd be able to handle this. I swear to God, I knew you wouldn't.
But what does it mean?
If we're to believe this
Can I get a witness?
with this Winston's testimony, as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death.
Dun dun dun.
Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor.
I've seen women get up and walk away once in a while. No, it's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off. No.
Taking it off. Wait, you don't mean...
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Put two and two together for a change. The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it?
Wider, Judge. We're gonna grab it out of there. All right, I got it. I got the two.
He irked.
Oh, did you work already? Okay.
You want me to irk again?
No!
Shut up, defendant. What do you have to say to this?
Just shows up in his pop-up.
I'm sorry, Judge. I just woke up.
Hey, that's a rather fine beanie.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
wearing
he's
a
got
locket.
the locket. Yep.
So who's doing?
This is Dot.
Oh wait, I was doing this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you?
Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside.
It says, "I'm guilty."
A photo of my daughter.
Whoa! Come again?
Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
This is unheard of for people to have daughters.
You have a locket?
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence?
Because you're very bad at this
I
lawyer.
was gonna say
You're not good.
you're
at
not
this.
good.
Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder,
You think?
perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be
It's
necessary.
pain. Oh, sorry.
It's clear the defendant lost badly, as his full house was greatly inferior to the other full house. It was not close.
Miss O'Reilly, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant.
You will also testify about the games you've played. Games people play, Ms. O'Reilly. Witness testimony. Serious competition.
Serious competition.
The game began with 3,500 points and chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large.
Or grande and venti, as we like to call them.
Some people might only recognize.
The one who was winning it was victim. For last hand, the defendant played with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, the defendant grabs bottle from table
And after first strangling him, which I keep forgetting to mention, then
Right.
hits.
I forgot.
Indeed. Looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
Really isn't. It's very close.
Yeah, I was
It's
going to
a
say that.
very
It
close
really is
hand.
not. It's
They had
Like,
aces.
that was
All
the
right,
first-
anyway.
It looks like that was the first hand of the game.
yeah.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow, Your Honor.
Ah. How many times have I heard these words?
Oh God.
Once today.
Buckle up.
I don't in a fit of anger. I can't.
I
even
didn't
say
do it. I didn't do it. Something like I done it in a fit of anger,
I was
Your Honor.
I was perplexed by the grammar of that, so I wanted to read it in like a southern
I
accent.
know. I didn't press anything. It just...
A common tale, but true, whatever I said.
Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies.
It has blackout moments, apparently.
Mr. Wright says he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Mr. Wright is wrong.
Mr. Wrong.
Cross-examination. Serious competition.
Petition.
I feel like I have to do that every time she covers her mouth.
The game began. Wait, I already said this.
You can say this again because I'm going to cross-examine you.
Oh, with the 3,500 points
Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used? For example, Omaha, high-low?
No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be
Ready for it?
Number.
Exactly 7,000 points.
Good job. Good job,
This is
Judge.
why I'm a judge, not a mathematician.
Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. What? Christoph's like, these people.
Anime-ass
Just like,
Oh, the house chips come in two sizes, small and large.
hold it!
Oh,
Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used?
of course.
Yeah.
Huh? Something's fishy with these chips. Fishy with these chips! Should I
These
press
chips.
harder? Gus, maybe you could explain a bit about these chips.
Explain. What is there to be explained?
Objection! Oh wait, that's Russ. Sorry.
You
Objection! Poker chips are
Yes,
poker chips, and Lays are Lays, and Ruffles have ridges. Also, other things that I missed.
Thanks. I didn't press it. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even?
Knight, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Listen,
Pachinko.
hard perhaps for capitalists to understand.
Aha.
Yeah, Russians never gamble.
Right.
I was gonna say.
Right.
Two types of chip. 100 points chip and 1,000 points chip. It is not money. Do you believe me?
No.
They're not. So why murder someone over anyway?
Right.
Justice.
Sir.
Relax. I just have a question. Don't you find her comment
Lack of faith disturbing.
disturbing?
Exactly.
Don't you find her comment interesting?
In more ways than one, sir.
How about one that matters to the case? I'd have it added to her testimony myself.
Well, does the defense want the witness to add to her testimony?
Add to testimony. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this.
Are these chips edible?
Very well. Witness, if you would be so kind.
Is this a chip off the old block? Is it the California police show Chips, well known in the 1980s?
Your Honor.
All of the above.
Oh, one kind of chip is worth 100 points. Other kind is worth 1,000. Two kinds in all.
Hold it! Mr. Gavin said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why.
I do.
Justice, do the court a favor and think of what you want to say before raising your hand.
Objection! Oh.
We are not in kindergarten.
Ah, sorry, I'm fine. I better think of something to ask. And quick. The two types of chips. The small ones are 100 and the big ones 1,000. Right? Right, of course.
Ha!
It doesn't.
Don't waste our time.
I'm losing hair by the moment here.
Is that...
Hey, I
all?
resemble that remark.
Is that all?
Is it right, Critchwitch? And Mother Russia, chips gamble you. Yeah. Great. Mr. Gavin made me stop her. Now I'm the one who looks dumb.
Oh, Justice. Please try not to embarrass me.
All of a
like
sudden,
that.
it's just like, hammer blow to the neck.
My hair
Huh?
stops you.
Who, me?
There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your head. It's not really in his hands. It's more in his brain, and it's not even that well thought out. It's really, there's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands.
What?
It's a simple matter of calculation. Go on. Figure the fucking thing out.
Hey! Words, little ears. We're go ahead. Proceed. Besides, also, what Christoph wouldn't do that.
But sometimes it feels like we are.
Calculation. I get it. The chips are
Oh,
off.
the chips, yeah.
Yep.
They brought us slaves, not rough.
It was Victim.
Hold it! You're telling me that Mr. Wright, undefeated for 7 whole years, was losing?
It must have been most unlucky day for him. I am glad I did not take other pictures. It would break cameras, certainly. The chips, they went always to Victim's side of table.
So, you're telling us it was a one-sided game?
One-sided.
And
Oh, this hasn't been said.
For last hand, defended play with all chips on table and lose.
hold it!
No.
Last hand?
It was largest points of any hand. The defendant's hand, it was excellent. He tried to use it to take victory from behind.
Heyo.
It appears that both the defendant and the victim's hands are in this picture. That is truly an excellent hand. However, so is the victim's.
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. I'm counting chips on the table.
I was
There's more.
gonna
There's
do
two.
the
I'm
same
sorry. I'm
thing.
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
One of the highest number wins, so defendant loses.
Was it the small that were 1,000? Or was
100.
The small was 100.
And
The
the big
large
ones
ones
were
were
1,000.
1,000. There's already 10,000 on the table in large chips alone.
Yeah, and not all of them over on that side. Okay.
Yeah, so there. Yeah.
10,600 in chips are on the table, so
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay.
And the victim, Mr. Smith, had a stronger hand than the defendant and crushed. I believe that explains what occurred next, the murder part.
Oh, once cards laid down on table, it happened. Where's my fish? The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and
Hold it!
It's
And-
blurred with it outside the window.
What happened next?
even to think of it now, I shake and tremble now.
She's been holding that borscht.
So long it is cold now. I did not believe such things would happen.
What such thing?
Please, you must believe. I had no idea. How could such things occur?
What such thing?
Night. The defendant had been hitting victim. I saw it all happen right before me. I saw a bottle coming down on victim's head.
Bang bang Maxwell Silver.
What thing? What thing? Say it already.
Decisive, isn't it, Your Honor? Let's all go home. My witness saw the very moment of the crime.
Remember, your first goal is to not lose horribly. Your second goal is to gather information.
Yes, sir. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice.
Here comes.
Look out, Justice. I really think that should have been look out, Justice. Here comes contradiction.
So all right. It said 3,500 points in chips for each man, right?
Which would have been 7,000.
So, yeah, exactly. So wait a minute. 6, 7,
There's-
8, 9. So there's too many chips.
Yeah, there's 10,600 on the table.
All right. Guess what?
Wait, actually, if the small chips are 1,000 and the big chips are 100, then the math works out.
Oh, does it?
Well,
Yeah.
so that's the. But if that's true, then Wright was winning, right? Because
yeah.
because
Yeah, you're
he
right.
was like because he's got
He's got more.
4,500 or
Yeah.
4,100, and the other guy's got.
was it?
20. Yeah.
like 2,900.
Yeah, so it's either they're wrong about the total amount, or they're wrong about who was winning first. So okay, 3,500
Well,
points.
which one was it?
Yeah, because he wouldn't have lost. He would still be in the game.
Same, right.
Oh yeah, Marcy, this is 3,500 points in chips.
Okay.
One
What
kind
kind
of chip is worth one.
It just says one kind of chip.
Yeah. So
Other
wait a
kind
minute.
is worth 100.
I think I already know this, but testimony is important. Blah 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 blah.
No.
Small ones are 100 and the big ones 1,000, right?
Yeah, that's what he said. I think she said it too.
Small ones
Ah.
100.
Don't waste our time.
Well, if the small ones are 100, then the money's totally wrong.
And she actually never agreed with that. Like, Justice was like, right, and then Payne interrupted him. So
Yeah, I don't know where the information was gathered though. So that's the thing. Okay, so the one who was victim. So there's two ways to do it. Either present the fact that the numbers are wrong if we're wrong about that, or just to present the fact that the total number is incorrect.
Yeah, one's wrong or the other's wrong, so I think you can present it either way.
All right, let's go with the one that we know seems off one way or the other.
Well, I think it's likely that the total it was 7,000 chips, but we're just switching the values. That
Well, wait, is this correct? Did you say this is correct if these are 100?
yes, if it's
yeah.
7,000 on the table if the small ones are 1,000 and the big ones are 100.
Oh. So then,
But your character said the small ones are 100, the large ones are 1,000.
right, but then she never, as Zach
That's
said,
true.
she never actually confirmed that. So, which is really confusing. But
It sounds like it's wrong one way or the other, though.
Yeah.
well, if it's
So if the small ones are 1,000, then the defendant who lost the hand, the game wouldn't have been over because he had more chips.
right. So this one, the one who was winning, Da was
Yeah.
the victim.
Yeah.
That's where I would present.
That.
Objection! You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure?
Objection. It seems our new attorney is a bit confused about the rules of 5-card draw. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won if you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh!
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
Dun dun dun.
Totals?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points.
Yes, if my calculations are correct.
Oh, God.
3 plus 1 carry the 5 minus the 2.
They are, Your Honor. Please stop. Now,
Okay.
look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up,
How much is it?
do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you?
They really like to insult people by
10,600
calling them
points.
Kindergartners, don't they?
The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
We spent so much time insulting kindergartners.
Why? How could this bell?
Because I'm better than you.
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why.
Right.
How dare you steal my thunder?
There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. The starting points were wrong, or the chip count was wrong. Oh boy. Wait a minute. The starting points would have been wrong, right? Or, well, what is this? Both were right. That bothers me because it sounds like the smart answer that.
Well, yeah, I mean, this isn't, neither of these hit on the
Both
issue.
were
that
ri-
we're
both were right
switching the
means-
values of the chips.
Both were right means you're wrong, I think.
No. No,
Uh,
both were right means that the starting points were right and the chip count was right, which is correct.
Which would
Yes.
be you? Isn't that you saying that Olga
Yeah, I thought.
had the right information?
I don't think that the problem was either with the starting points or the chip count.
That's-
I think
yeah,
it's with
the issue is the
denomination.
The denomination, okay. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can be only one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of the chips was the other way around. That's what we were talking about. Because that was the whole thing about never getting the confirmation.
What?
Want to know what I think?
No.
The small chips are worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Also, you have terrible hair.
Oh, madness! Utter madness!
Show me that photograph of the chips again, the ruffle. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Talking about...
Judge, do you need to lie down? Do you need to lie down right now?
Can I push this horse down yet?
Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out all by yourself.
I didn't have an entire group of people with me helping me out on this one, sir.
You are smarter than a 5th grader.
I missed that.
Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it.
Objection! But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Because I said so.
Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still.
No, that's not how math works.
It's not. No.
Oh,
Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
What are you, kindergartners?
The victim, Mr. Smith, had a lower number
2,900 points.
and the defendant had 4,100 points for Gryffindor.
Well, now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
Gryffindor always wins.
Impossible!
Search your feelings. You know it to be true. My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning!
I like how once you actually start to figure it out, it's physically hurting.
Yeah, no, I know. It's true. It's just like, whoosh, like it's so anime.
Lawyers really quickly in Japan because they actually get physically hurt every time they lose a case.
Now, Ms. O'Reilly, you must have known the true value of the chips. Since you were there at the scene of the crime. Warrachoop!
Oh, there goes the
Shut up!
Order. 2 plates of borscht, please.
Please.
Here's our defendant.
lobster in that. Where the hell did the lobster come from? I don't remember
It appears
lobster
our
being
defendant
borscht.
has lost his motive.
Motive.
And Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened.
No! I submit to you! No!
We must.
Oh, hold it!
Prosecutors forgot how to speak.
What?
Excuse me? What is it, Miss O'Reilly?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see,
See what? Mrs. O'Reilly? What do we see with our 4 pairs of glasses?
in the last hat, there was cheat.
Cheat.
Oh, a cheat. A cheat. A cheat. You don't mean a trick.
No, I mean a cheat, you.
Oh, okay.
Wait, or do you mean
Cheat?
I said cheat.
I said
Cheat is what I'm
Not a cheat, not a trick, not a scam. A cheat.
but a hoax? A con.
Did someone say the cheat?
The cheat? Oh my god, good reference. They're all the same thing.
Yes, there was a cheat in last hand.
Is that like a scam?
No, it's cheat. This is why game ends with chips as they are.
In Russia, that's a trick, right? Great. Just
Oh, it's
great.
like a bamboozle. Okay, got it.
It's a double cross. First we have lying, now cheating.
Well, This case has certainly taken a turn.
But-
For the interesting.
For the interesting. I'm like, for the interesting. Oh, man.
Witness, you will please testify to the court.
What's she been doing? Start.
Tell
You will
us
start now.
This cheating, scamming, hoaxing, conning, tricking in the final hand.
Just cheating.
Goddamn Boosling!
Witness testimony. The final hand. The final hand.
The last hand, both men had full house.
Mm-hmm.
There is 4 of each card in the deck from ace to king.
Yes, thank you, Olga.
If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious.
What?
The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick cheat was exposed. He took bottles in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
Wait, who did? Mr. Smith did? He hit himself
He
on the
took
head?
bottle in his hand.
Very upset about it.
Poor Mr. Smith, too much grape juice.
Ms. O'Reilly, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning now that you've perjured yourself at least 4 separate times?
It just falls.
Shall hide behind these boards.
I thought I smelled a cover up here, but it was a cover of the borscht.
It was a cheat.
Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. Okay.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
A Full House is a very good family sitcom.
Oh, that
Not
was
easy
well
to make,
done.
in my experience.
He's back just in time.
That alone
What's happening now?
is enough to suspect less than scrupulous techniques.
You just need the jacket now, Russ.
Mr. Gavin, what's a full house?
Lawyers these days. Don't you know your poker, sir?
I can't say this bodes well for your case.
Wow.
Or
I
career.
apologize that I'm not a gambler, Your Honor, but generally I study the law rather than ways to lose more money. I mean, what is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring?
You played him much more confident there than he actually is.
Justice.
You say don't embarrass me one more time, I swear to God.
No, you really shouldn't embarrass me like this. No, the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, red fish, blue fish, and 3 of a kind, yes?
Yeah, no problem. 2 cards of the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes a 3 of a kind.
What a smart goober.
Good.
Hey.
Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind.
Picture, if you will, a card hand.
That is a full house.
It
It's
doesn't
magic.
sound very easy to make, does it?
No, don't touch it.
It's magical.
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years.
You build one.
You trick, cheat, scam,
Lie.
all of it.
Double cross.
Lie,
Hoodwink.
bamboozle. Fuck up.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question.
Why the
Mr.
hell am I
Wright
pointing
lost
at
that
my
hand.
forehead?
Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Huh?
I wonder if the
Cross-examination.
also cheating.
The final hand by Europe.
The last time both men had full house.
Hold it! Do you mean the one starring Bob Saget? No, just how hard is it to make a full house anyway?
Start
Well,
Dave Coulier.
that's
Come on.
true. You
It
need
is
a
quite hard, though. It is making a pair and a 3 of a kind at the same time.
I guess that's right.
Very difficult to be sure.
I was like, what are we still doing?
I was like, what is...
Are you still talking about poker hands? Come on.
You
You can take my word as
The poker head of courtroom number 3.
Judge, what happened to your voice?
Scary. It's very difficult now, but it's not impossible.
Okay, full house, hard. This line of questioning, a waste of time.
Playing this game, priceless.
I love that the localizations are so good on this.
There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king.
Hold it!
No, this
4 of each card, you
legal.
say?
This is legal. What?
There is 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club for each card. It is interesting fact that this number 4 comes from number of seasons, da?
Huh, you don't say.
I do.
and and did you know that the cards are numbered 1 through 13? Add all the cards in a deck and you get 362.
Huh, you don't say. Isn't that 1 day short?
Your Honor, whatever happened to predictability, the paperboy, and evening TV? Sorry, it's the Full House theme song. Why? That's why deck has 2 jokers.
But that's 366 days. What is wrong?
They say the second joker stands for the leap year, obviously. Thus, you have a perfect representation of this year's deck and all of a deck of cards.
This is the part where the court is just like way off the rails. You're like, also in several other 7 card stud is fascinating. Huh, you don't say. We're going to be in this courtroom for a year if it keeps going like this.
If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious.
Hold it, do you mean a trick or a scam? How was it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
Not in the picture.
5th ace?
Yeah, I still remember both hands very well. Okay, Mr. Smith hand has 3 aces.
No, it didn't. Lies.
And
So,
Mr.
no, yeah.
Wright's
It's
too.
just like, it's nothing like, what?
She has short-term memory loss. I don't remember.
In Russia, king is ace. Ace is king.
Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say a hand.
Thank you, Rob.
Ah, crap. Sorry. I was doing like something else. Anyway.
Your Honor,
Good alibi.
perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke.
Objection, leave it in.
Very well. The witness will add this detail to her testimony, please.
Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's too. It is 5 aces in all.
It is actually a complete lie. Hold it.
No.
A 5th ace?
No, it should not exist, no.
You're right. Fortunate it doesn't.
I still remember both hands very well. Okay, has 3 aces. I
Yeah.
said this. And this one has only 2.
Yeah, but no.
Well, where did this card come from
Her
then?
delusional imagination, Your Honor.
Perhaps we should ask the defendant that very question. Adding cards to a deck is no less serious a taboo than forging evidence in a court of law.
Why would you bring up that specific example, Peyton? Now, perhaps it's time for you to say something other than just sweat.
I did. I said,
But you're sweating like crazy.
You bet. I've no intention of staying quiet. Not me. No, sir. I better find some contradicting evidence fast.
Presented.
The next moment, game becomes argument. Now, the defendant's trick was exposed.
Hold it. Do you recall what the men were arguing about?
I believe so. The victim, he shouts, "You are a cheater!" And then the defendant shouts something like, "I have objection."
I'm sure that's what he said. Yes.
Shouting objection, eh? Old habits die hard.
Very cute.
I love that movie.
Great movie. Thank you for the host grade.
Christmas film.
Thanks for the
Hard
host
to
grade,
break.
Divik. What's up, boss?
Yeah.
Thank you for the host grade, Divik. I appreciate it, man. Good to see you, dude.
I'm an excellent thief.
First, he bluffed his way through the courtroom, and now he bluffs his way through life!
The only bluff is that hairstyle, man. Objection! However, Mr. Wright lost the hand. That seems to cast a shadow of doubt on Mr. Smith.
Humiliation from losing, even when cheating. That is what Raja. Well, this is what set fire to the defendant's heart.
So what did the flaming defendant do next? The flaming.
Deflaming.
He took a bottle in his hand, poor Mr. Smith.
Hold it! Good to see you, Gray. Thanks for the raid, man. By bottle, are you referring to this?
No, the defendant uses this bottle to.
This behavior is an admission of cheating by the defendant.
But why use a grape juice bottle?
You would be surprised at what could be used as a weapon. Just ask my wife.
Wow.
Yes, is the recommended drink of worst ball club, da. This year's vintage is remarkable for its hefty flavor.
Hefty.
Very hefty.
Hefty
He's
enough
so
to brain a
hefty.
grown
So
man,
hefty.
apparently.
It's like warm for cold in winter.
Hefty is grape juice.
Siberia is cold. You need hefty drink.
Hefty, you have
That's
heft.
set up.
First she says it was a serious competition. Now she says there was cheating.
Justice, do you know anything about
Hefty things. So,
Notice anything odd?
Oh, I notice a lot of things that are odd. Yes, sir.
do you notice anything hefty? Sorry, I just said the word anyway.
Her testimony keeps changing. Now she says the defendant cheated.
This woman's in shock.
Actually, yes, I had noticed that.
Let's get to the truth about this cheating, lying, scamming, hoodwinking first, shall we?
Right, leave it to me. Okay, and then this is the old. Okay, So the part that we need to get to is the whole thing about 3 aces.
Correct.
Where's that picture?
Because there's only
Anything she hasn't lied about up to this point.
Look at that. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Objection! It appears the witness is mistaken.
Let's
or
start
a
over.
murderer.
What do you think you said is true?
Mistaken, but my name.
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the photo of the ruffles, is it not?
Justice. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that doesn't embarrass me. No, in a way that the judge can comprehend.
Yes, sir. If you can hand me those crayons and a board, I'll get.
In other words, use your finger to point towards your head some more and point out your point.
Yeah, Payne has the thing going with this.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo.
Oh, gladly.
What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony?
Okay, now she said he was the one who was cheating, right? So.
Yep.
Well, bam.
You might want to point to that third king instead of because that's where the.
Oh, like there, right?
That's what she's. the ace was.
Now,
Present.
how do I?
Present.
Oh yeah, there you go. Thank you. Take that. I was like, what do I do? Ms. O'Reilly, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand is 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
I don't know what an ace looks like.
Objection! Well, maybe the witness was simply confused.
Don't blame her Russianness on this.
Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the third ace in question.
Objection! Take another look at the evidence. It's the only one you got. Not much of an evidence. Never seems to get a lot. Okay. Sorry. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see
Up my
cheating all
sleeve.
right, and it's going on right here in this card room.
Two aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total.
This is where she like takes the lid off the thing, and she's like, "Da, I forgot to mention 5th ace in Borscht Bowl." Like, oh my god, ladies.
He's in Crab Claw.
Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace.
Listen, lady, I saw the 7th seal too, and I don't believe that's
was
real. Okay.
cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day.
I even put my worst down for you.
It's beautiful, Borscht. You're right to trust your instincts.
Mr. Gavin?
Who knows what lies in the hearts of men? No, who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? The shadow knows. Your Honor, if I may, I have Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What that might be? What might that be?
What that give me bite, Gavin, mister?
Oh!
Perhaps cards examined we might.
Do not. There is no try.
What's funny is right after I said that, I knew that I said it wrong, but I didn't even remember how I said it wrong. So I was like,
It's just like very, very true to the real judge.
Perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
Cards?
The heart of the cards, Your
The
Honor.
playing cards. The cards of life. Mr. Payne.
Irk. Yes.
The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? Exactly. We're going to get there. Just a second. The defense would like to request. No, just hang on. No, we're right here. It's right now. Just hang on. The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Very well. The prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine?
The cards, Judge.
The victim's cards or the defendant's cards?
Neither, Your Honor. Your cards. No.
Dun, dun, dun.
If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? I mean, the victim.
We have literally no evidence to go on.
I don't.
I would say the victim's hand is
Right?
suspicious.
Me too.
It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well, Your Honor.
Received evidence. Victim's hand. Okay.
It's the severed hand.
Ah,
Why did you cut this off? It's back. Nobody wants this.
Understanding.
Well, time's a wasting. Get to it, Justice.
Yes, sir.
My hair's not gonna stay like this forever, you know. Oh my god, my face is right there. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using the dials on the evidence viewer. That should give you a better perspective on the case.
Okay. Let's do
And
this.
stop shaking the entire room.
Aha!
Oh.
Dun 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 dun! Well,
It's
what?
definitely a different color. Let me get closer to see this.
Hope no one playing this is colorblind. Have fun.
That was good timing. Mrs.
They all
Dunsel
look
immediately.
purple to me.
Mrs. Dunsel resubbed just as that happened. So it's like, did that. It's like, da 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 dun 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 dun. Thank you for the
Hey,
resub.
Bison, look, they're all pink cards, Bison. He thinks my background is pink, so.
Oh, I see. I see. Thank you very much for the resub, Mrs. Dunsel. I appreciate it very much. Welcome back. 11 months. Only 1 month away from the coveted bronze quill. Thank you very much, Mrs. Dunsel. I appreciate it.
Coveted bronze quill.
Okay. Speaking of, and I am reminded that a certain daughter of mine, she's like, "What, Dad? It is 11:15, my love." And that means the time has come.
I just want to see what happens.
You just want to see what happens with what? The cards? Just the cards.
with the rest of the game.
He's like, I just want to see what happens in the rest of the testimony.
I want to see
hours.
the credits roll, Dad.
This ends with Mrs. Arv 2 hours from now being like, are you kidding? Like marching it like, what is she doing up? Right. The back is a different color.
Impossible! But I put that card in Wright's hand.
Oh, snap! I put the card in Wright's hand. Did you? Oh, really?
What was that, Mrs. O'Reilly?
No, Ninth Fear, I merely said that now I have Yeek!
Your Honor,
Mr. Gavin, yes?
tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
Tell me, Mr. Heart of the Cards Judge. I know all things. Thank you very much for the follow as well.
To cheat?
Oh, God. Try to keep up.
Interesting game. The only way to win is not to play. Sorry.
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say.
Oh, yeah.
The dealer.
Dun dun dun. Oh,
Well, wait. Wait, so you mean this witness, Ms. O'Reilly?
She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager.
No.
Not the board.
Oh, no, in the board.
I really thought she was going to drop it that time.
Order!
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake.
Wow.
Your Honor.
Well, now.
Really killing it.
Woo.
Okay, Apollo.
Please
Settle down.
recall the testimony we just heard.
That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand. I mean, no, I did not say this.
Ergo, Ms. Olga O'Reilly conspired to cheat not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith.
No.
Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
You're muted, Russ.
Wait. Don't leave. Vince isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, are you?
Meanwhile, the banging music, man. All right. Time for justice. Of course it is. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Ms. Olga O'Reilly, of murder. Oh,
I am going to
yes,
drop my
body
board.
blow.
Does somebody have a
The board
Does somebody
still
have a pillow? You know, there's someone somewhere going like, man, I've been waiting for my dinner for like 3 days. What's happening? Where?
Right.
Oh my gosh. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice,
Your Honor.
it seems you've presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
And that means?
This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
Nink! What?
I did it. I held out.
You didn't lose.
I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
Objection.
Oh.
Oh, wait, who objected? Oh, that was him. Oh, it was you. What? Mr. Wright?
You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
Objection! What are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. Wright?
What?
Stupid hack, don't play hacky sack, and you're retired? Raising objections when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous!
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Merry Christmas. Perhaps we could get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night.
And as we feel that game, we are going to now ask my lovely daughter to go to bed. Night, my love. Don't forget the headphones.
You won't get far.
Important road.
All right, on that opportunity, I'm going to step away for just a second, but I will be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna get this potato because it's good.
Potato.
Do you want to take those or no?
Did someone say potato?
What? What? Maybe. I think so, possibly, yeah. Go in there and see about the paint, but I think it'll be okay. She just painted a new wall, as I think I may have mentioned in her room, so she was feeling very good about herself, but she was like, can I sleep in the room? Is it too... So, anyway. She painted it blue. She made her own choice. Okay.
That's nice.
So, yes, where were we? Oh, yes, he was doing... Okay. Phoenix.
As I said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks at the club had different colored backs, red and blue. 1 color per deck.
Why use different colored backs?
If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed.
You use different colors and they still got mixed up.
We used the red deck for the last game.
I see. But that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix. So, buttons. Which means there was cheating.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo,
Yes?
let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, I cannot take this guy seriously without
The hat is really, yeah.
In the last game, when was the card swapped?
When?
There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Objection. What about concomitant with the murder? Well, yeah. Thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright.
Consecutive murder sentences.
Of course.
Oh. It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be.
You might be as simple as I think. Or, yeah, you probably are.
I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped?
When was the card swapped into the deck? My guess is after, right? Because we've already talked about the fact that we think the thing was probably restaged afterwards.
Yeah.
So my guess is after.
Because
perhaps it happened after the murder?
Objection! What? What's that? Ridiculous! What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly!
Objection! Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Objection! Take it from me, Sonny boy! There's a lot of silly in this world! Very little impossible!
Double objection! What's up, Michelle? Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time.
Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder.
Booyah, Payne. Booyah.
Objection! Yeah. Okay, you're probably right. Yeah, this is going Bastilian straight on to crazy.
We're not talking about the color of your suit. There's no reason to talk about.
I ask again. What's the point of cheating after the game is over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us.
There's another?
I like how they left the judge behind 20 minutes ago. He's just kind of like, what is going on? He's just like watching it.
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for the blue one? Or for a blue card?
Who put the bang in the bang, the bang, the Who?
Was that man I'd like to... No.
Mm-hmm.
The game and murder is done. The victim is dead.
What's up, Coyote? Hello, Izzy's.
Only 2 remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga O'Reilly.
Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? Phoenix Wright, Olga O'Reilly, or someone else? Well, it can't be Olga because it doesn't make any sense that Olga would. I mean, she seems to be like genuinely confused because she's like, I put the card in there, so.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got to be someone else. But who else could it be though?
I don't know. Who took the
borscht?
The borscht.
Damn borscht.
The borscht did it. I mean, it's why would Phoenix Wright do it? So it's got to be either Olga or somebody else.
I mean,
I think it is somebody else.
it doesn't make sense for Phoenix to do it. I don't think.
The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga really either.
What are you suggesting?
That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss O'Reilly at this point.
Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card.
And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious.
Uh-oh.
Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright?
Suddenly, like, rips off, I'm Edgeworth.
Yeah, it was me! Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking of how much fun this all is.
Objection! This is not fun. I am losing and my mind is mush. How about that? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant and it wasn't Miss O'Reilly, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it?
Precisely.
Huh?
I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction.
Suddenly they play New Direction.
A new direction?
We'll find that indeed after the murder. Someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made 2 critical mistakes.
I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card.
Because the one who did the swap didn't know the 2 colors of the cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card.
Right. The person replaced the 5th ace with a king. I'm sure... Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
Objection! There's one problem. According to our case record, this person shouldn't exist. They're a figment Your Honor.
Not until now. But you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person, though it is more than a possibility. Yes, there was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
Aha!
What?
Wow!
Oh my God.
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
It's just my hat.
This trial has proceeded on one central assumption.
That we're all sane. That's clearly wrong. No.
All
That we're
created,
all not kindergartners.
namely that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption?
The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court.
You will pay. Oh.
I suppose that is a problem, yes.
Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess.
This kindergarten recess.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Certainly, Your Honor. Let me just fix my hair first.
Very well. The trial will resume in 20 minutes.
Oh.
April 20th. Oh, wait. I didn't. Wait. I have to pull up my thing. Hold on a second. I need to. Give me the thing. Give me the music. No, not that stupid thing. Give me the other thing. The other thing. There we go. All right. Now I go to here. All right. And then I pop up the. Right. There we have the Law and Order sound. Okay. There's the Law and Order sound. Okay. I think this is it. Make sure that there's no advertisement. Good. There we go. Perfect. April 20th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. There we go.
That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth?
Well, now. I think you would know the answer to that.
No, that's why I'm asking you. Ah, being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. Sorry, wrong character. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee you the outcome, which is what you pay me for, to guarantee the outcome, to rig it in some ways. In fact, cheat, hoodwink, steal the outcome.
I see you
Scam.
haven't mellowed out one bit, Christoph.
Ah, it's just the drugs, Justice.
Do what? Not yet. Still going on. There's a 4th person in the room. It's even more confusing. I'll play it around. Let me do it.
Figure out who did it now? Did we figure it out?
She's like, did we figure it out? Yeah. Sorry, you already said Justice, I assume. Justice, okay. Yes, sir?
The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. It'll be a while.
Wow.
So what?
You did well, Apollo.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright?
Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Aw.
Ah. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter.
Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days.
One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? Was it you? Was it you? Where's Rachel? Swear to me.
What do you think?
Huh?
You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat.
I never, honest. But it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years.
I want you to know something. There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win.
It's the game of love, Noah.
Poker.
Eh?
You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case.
Poker is like trial law?
Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win.
Yeah, true that, Mrs. Dunzel. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds.
I think not.
Whoa!
Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information.
You're kidding.
That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
No. Come on, who noticed that?
Words, habits, twitches. It's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass that secret on to you.
Someone. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals.
Oh, no, you can do it.
Huh?
You just don't know it yet.
What's he talking about?
But you will. Soon. Ah, almost forgot. One more thing about this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet.
Wah? I knew it.
I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power.
My power? My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special.
It's time.
Yeah.
The real trial begins now. Do your best.
The real Dark Souls begins now.
That's right.
Right now?
Everything else was just a test.
It was all a tutorial. Now we...
Japanese Games 101. The tutorial still continues.
To be continued. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yes, we're going to save our progress. This is a good, yes, we'll overwrite existing save data. This is a good spot to say welcome, everybody, to, this is Turnabout Trump, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, with the incredible Arvocalists. We are joined, as always, by the full crew of, as I realize that I have them in the wrong order, so I'm going to look them up correctly, Mr. GC Darkside Rob, Mr. Russ Goodman, Little Red Dot, and Zach Clay. As you can tell, these are amazing people. I think the best vocal team on Twitch. I would pretty much defend that to the death with no objections, but lots of hold-its. And I hope everyone is enjoying what they've got so far. If you like what you see in here, please make sure to follow the channel. Please support the Patreon and also sub to the channel if you can. I do pay these folks. I don't pay them enough. I want to pay them more, but I do pay them, and I want to make sure that we support them as much as I can. So please, if you can, support the channel. And while we're on the subject of support, all of these people, with the exception of Russ, stream. And so you should be following and going to support all of them, because they are all excellent streamers and all really worthy of your attention and support. And as for Russ, you should be checking him out with everything that he does, whether it be BuzzFeed videos, whether it be stuff that he does improv in LA. You should be checking him out because he is awesome as well. What's up, Tilted Gaming? Good to see you. Russ and I, in fact, do a show called The Mep Report with our mutual friend Story that we have done for many, many years, actually since 2005. So that is a podcast that you can check out if you want to hear more of Russ's comic stylings. You can also go check him out directly, of course, face-to-face. Programming note to the Arvocalists. My thought is it will probably go for about another half hour, if that's cool. About 35 minutes, 35 minutes. Is that cool with all and sundry? Okay. So do folks need a break, or are you good? I just wanted to make sure before we go on.
I'll step out for like a minute, but I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Well, then go ahead and take your minute to step away. And in the meantime, I will mention just very quickly that on Friday, I'm going to be having an announcement about channel content, the expansion of channel content that's going to be starting next month. So you'll want to be here for that. Also, Friday, we will have Esper Genesis going on, which will be great. That will include the gentleman that you just saw leave for a minute. Also, on Thursday, we've got more Emberwind with John Helfers and crew. So that's going to be cool on Thursday night. And I think that's the only other thing I need to mention, except to say that you may see some of these other people doing other things sooner rather than later. I can't describe what in more detail, but I'll just say that and then sit here and smile smugly at all of you. because that's.
Why
what you
must you be so sneaky, Arv?
I think it's justice. Don't embarrass me again. I have to say, by the way, that the Android port of this, which is what I'm playing because I'm using BlueStacks, so we can see this is pretty good. I feel like the graphics are good, and they made a lot of like good adjustments. Snarky Arv is best Arv, yeah. But I dig it. I think they did a good job in moving it over so far. And actually now, and I remember that I think Dot and Zach said that they hadn't played these before, so you can see now the appeal of justice
so
plus anime plus ridiculous like story is what you get here. It's a lot of fun. It's good stuff. Hey, what's up, Dino Thunderlung? Good to see you, man. Oh, yes. Well, I'm very fortunate to have a lot of awesome people around me. So my average day is super busy, although during the summer it can be somewhat less busy on occasion, depending. I like those less busy days sometimes. But listen, I'd rather be busy than bored. This is all good stuff that I'm doing. So I feel very fortunate to be with these wonderful folks. All right. Well, let us continue with, let's see. Make sure that I'm doing this. Turnabout Trump, Part 1. Okay, from episode start. I was really freaked out. I'm like, wait, what? Okay, Turnabout Trump, Part 2. Okay, here we go.
Now the real game begins.
The real game begins. April 20th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Courtroom, number 2.
Oh, it's coming back.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Who's coming back?
Count will now reconvene.
Your Honor, what is count?
What is count?
What and why is count? Order in the count.
I got a really bad case of count. I gotta go get it checked out.
To start a chapter with literally the first word.
It's just
I don't know
count.
how they missed it.
That's funny.
Oh, it's a day after your birthday? Oh, happy birthday, Izzy's day after your birthday.
Nice.
And yeah, this is for Android. Yeah, it's it does look really great. It's basically the remastered versions. These originally came out for, I believe, DS.
It's just a remastered version.
So
and it's out.
it's now the remastered count is what we're talking about.
Remastered cow. Sounds like a username.
The count seems a little dry today. Let's get it. Let's order some.
Has our witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, recovered?
Oh, he's not here.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
No!
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
Sounds like a plan. Oh, the date in the game. Okay, well, happy game date, birthday, day after Izzy's thing. Count is actually a C++ programming language syntax. Well, clearly that's order
exactly
in the
what
C++
they meant, yes.
programming. I think that's very
This is,
What I
this
meant.
is all taking place in the Matrix. You're welcome.
exactly. It would not surprise me at all. Actually.
Matrix law.
Matrix law.
That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued. It's fine. You know that.
Looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss O'Reilly take the stand.
This poor woman.
Very well. The witness will take the stand.
Make sure to leave it when you're done with it. But just...
Take it and go.
Wait, where's she going with it?
Oh,
Perhaps you could repeat the repeating of your repeated statement, profession, name, and rank and serial number.
She's like, my name is Julie Masters, Yana, and I like.
Or perhaps we'll just skip that and move on now. Or perhaps you'd
Wow.
rather admit that you're
Wow.
a poor liar and a poorer loser.
Damn, Christoph dropping the fire. Wow.
I
Okay.
think they say,
It now.
whoopsh.
No.
Whoa.
Horsk was simply cover. My name is Olga Orly. That's the truth. I am pro dealer. People call me Olga Quickfingers Orly.
Damn.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, really?
Want to know something else? Not really Russian.
Oh man, I knew it.
I'm actually a pirate.
And my last name sounds like O'Reilly.
Yeah, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied.
I'm really satisfied.
I'm actually Carmen San Diego.
Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Where in the world were you?
Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see.
Let me remind you that your accent is more accurate now. You are currently under oath.
You're currently under oath, and you are currently looking at 5 years in jail minimum for every lie that you've told. I love how they just throw out perjury. They're like, remember, now you need to tell the truth. Like, no. Like, that's not how this works.
Our perjury is not a real thing. It happens every day.
Oh, Russ is gonna not have any idea what's going on now.
Yeah, Russ, things have
Things got a
changed,
little
Russ.
Things
crazy.
have transpired, Russ.
Things have gotten crazy. Yeah.
Oh, really? Really showed us who she was.
Yeah, she showed
pirate,
us.
apparently.
She really did.
A pirate?
He is no longer hiding behind Borscht.
Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fabrications before this point, no worry.
Fine.
And she's not
Like-
Russian either.
Just not. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy, Smith, hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Ball Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress.
So you were in cahoots with the victim.
Oh, not the cahoots.
I told you
Not-
I don't speak Russian.
Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles.
Right, Tay? She's lied like 5 times. Like, what the...
But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. Oh, that is...
What?
When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright.
This just took a turn.
He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut.
And then they would dance the rumba.
I don't know. You swap the cards. I don't know.
Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it. It would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend, destroyed by one little card.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't.
That was the plan! Plan, the plan, what?
Oh, really? Oh, really? How droll.
Oh man, the battle of the smugger than you begins at this point.
I am the smuggliest. But it appears you made quite the mistake.
A mistake?
A mistake, Miss O'Reilly. I agree. The trap was elegant.
Yes, I know.
Yet what? Well, before we get to that, yet what happened to that? No, that's not how to read that line. Yet, what happened to that?
Christoph, what's going on? Come back to us, Christoph.
Struggling.
You know, Madam's having a moment. Yet, what happened to that planted card?
Hey, that's right.
What happened to that potted plant?
He's lucky. I'll give him that. You'd have to be slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers, or really.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick.
Wow, nice work, Judge. Damn.
What's it cute? Who wants to be cute?
I do.
I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad.
The secret twist is she like takes off the costume and she's actually Olga really, and she's like,
Yeah,
"All right, I admit it. I
I'm
never
so
wanted."
bad.
I
It's
am
all
not
fake. I am real Russian.
She's like literally Russian nesting dolls. Like she's literally just like this.
She's got like 3 more costumes underneath the costume switch. It's like, I'm horse, I'm broom, I'm.
I am missing cards.
Yeah. She's gonna change for every chapter.
Oh god.
And then the Queen of Hearts runs in.
Right, she
Oh,
just yeah,
where
she,
have you been?
She changes into the fifth ace at the end. She's like, fine, I was the card.
Oh god.
When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court.
Oh.
Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
Witness testimony, the best laid traps.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him,
Why would he search him if he lost? Okay.
but the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit him, Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant.
The hoodwinker. Got it.
Well, we're not sure if she's a pirate or just aspirational.
A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark.
The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect! If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up.
Look who's talking.
Well, the testimony for what it's worth is all yours, Mr. Justice.
Exactly, Ardnell. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? And with prosecutors like... cross-examination, the best laid traps.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to.
Hold it!
What?
This planted card, which card was it exactly?
The trump card. The 5 of hearts.
Let me guess. Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house.
By no theory of poker does 3 7s, an ace, and a 5 equal a full house.
Work, that doesn't
Judge, how about you leave this stuff to us, okay?
work.
Go lie down.
At least that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend.
I slid it into Wright's pocket.
When was this?
Why, before the match, of course. While he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club, we serve borscht and suckers.
Remind me
Lollipops.
never to go there.
Of course, the card was to make its grand debut during the game. Like a good borscht, a good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken.
You've never cooked a day in your life.
I have not, but I like to convince others that I have. He lost that hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him.
Hold it! So, everything went according to plan.
Exactly. The 5th ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud.
There are worse things to be known as, I suppose.
Tell us what happened with the search.
But the planted card was gone. The trap failed.
Hold it! The card disappeared?
Yeah. My trump card, the heart of 5, the 5 of hearts.
The heart of 5.
Gone without a trace. Poof, zippo.
I've got a Zippo. You need to light something? Here you go.
We searched every nook and cranny,
He sure did. Look at that.
even inside his cute little hat.
Abuse!
Stranger danger?
But the card was nowhere to be found, is this correct?
Never in my long storied career. Never has Quick Fingers O'Reilly been so readily duped.
Why does she still have
Oh,
a camera?
really? So what did happen to that 5 of hearts?
Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant?
So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action.
The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it.
Hold it! What happened to the whole strangling? That never occurred at all. Wait, isn't that a little odd?
What's odd?
You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing? Which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim.
Well... Oh no!
I'm sorry, the drugs have just kicked in. Hang on.
What was that just now? I sensed something, a great disturbance
the
in the
LSD.
force. As if many cried out all at once and were suddenly silent. I feel something terrible has happened.
Something wrong, Mr. Justice?
No, nothing, Your Honor.
Just there's mushrooms have hit my bowels.
Just to finally, what to do? Should I?
I can't
extra
form
gummy
words
bears.
anymore because
Should I press her a little harder?
Devil ether. Oh.
Ms. O'Reilly, you're hiding something.
What are you talking about? You? Me? Quick fingers really hide something.
Objection! The defense will refrain from badass baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness then. Do you feel lucky? No. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Oh, of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him.
See, what the...
It's when she touches her hair.
The drugs are quick.
This is the second time. I saw it when Wright hit him. With my own eyes, I saw it.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting?
It's the cocaine, dog.
And then Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix. Oh, that witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
Touching her neck, was it?
Bum, bum, bum.
Whoa.
Whoa, close up.
Trippy. What
Whoa.
the what?
Oh.
Oh my god, it's like detective vision. Whoa, what's going on?
My spidey senses
This
are tingling.
sensation! It's coming into focus! There, that twitch! It's so clear! That's right,
Not now,
chat.
Xavier. Get out of my head.
This twitch is so clear. And that's how...
Oh.
It's like I could perceive her habit, like I couldn't before.
Perceive
What
Gotcha!
the
Perceive!
So weird.
Oh, man. Ms. O'Reilly, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself.
Unaware of what?
Whenever you get to... Should you not be revealing this? Like, guess what?
Reveal her poker face to her.
When you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand.
My neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort.
Because you're falling behind, old man.
I guess these glasses don't work.
When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it, Payne. I'm sure of it. No, I'm sure of it, Payne.
Are you though? What? Hello. A memory in red. Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
Memories all on us. Sorry.
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us?
Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So, what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? Ms. O'Reilly, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime, which I've now said 6 different times. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is this!
The moment of the crime!
The weapon that left an inerasable memory. Erasable. I mean, the only thing I can think, if it wouldn't be his cell phone, I mean, the only thing that would, it's gotta be this.
The bottle.
Take that! Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon? But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now, Mr. Judge? I'm scared.
Stay with me, Payne. I'm about to go all in game on you. Here we go. It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you.
Objection! What, this is a cross-examination, not a wild conjecture. The witnesses' habits? Oh, they're so totally irrelevant, sir. Sir.
Justice, I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself.
Victory! Oh, sorry.
This is certainly a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. I will break you.
I will break you.
Ms. O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment! What?
What?
I told you!
Knowing nothing.
No, come on now.
Wait, what? What?
We know you're not
Reverted
Russian.
into what?
The witness will testify, please, now.
Also, we'll return to sanity, please.
Fine.
She like really tried. She's like, haha,
How
baby.
did you think that would work?
It was worth a shot. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there.
It's like all of a sudden, where did she go?
Hold it? You seem uneasy.
You try sitting up here.
Sorry, I'm not a criminal. Her eyes are darting all over the place. I must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like?
Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in a daze at the table until the cops came.
Clearly the act of a guilty man.
Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. So, what do you think about her testimony?
I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is flawed. Is basically bogus. It contradicts the evidence.
What? What? What's that?
I like how Payne is just like more and more like off the edge. He's just like, death, come up, I'm a parrot. Just like burst into flames. Like he just
Gonna spontaneously combust
Oh
him.
god.
Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. This evidence that you claim contradicts the testimony.
She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there. I know there's some evidence that contradicts that. Let's see. Okay, evidence that she let him out
Now
of
you're
sight.
playing with the health bar, buddy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now
Yeah.
decisions matter.
Yep.
The real justice begins.
What about what was the cell phone evidence?
I'll check that in a sec. It said that he sat like in a daze at the table, right? I mean, all right. Well, let's take a look at the cell phone. Yeah. Used by defendant. No.
Called the police from the restaurant floor.
Oh,
What's this?
what's that?
Wow, the batteries are held in with a piece of tape. You should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it, or he just doesn't care. Great, thanks for that very useful. That's super great. Doesn't look like the yeah, I don't think that's it.
You can't get into it.
Although
But it to notify the police from the
From
restaurant.
the first floor. Was the crime scene on a different floor?
I think I don't know
Maybe
if
that
the, yeah, the
thing.
poker room's in the same place. I mean, cause like, all right, well, there's the guy. Victim Smith's hand was left at the scene. All right, check this. Let's see. Time of death between 1:45 and 2:15. Okay, so that's not it. The sub basement at the Borscht Bowl Club.
Sub-basement.
You're right. So if it was done from the first floor, then let's see. Yeah, then it has to be the cell phone. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Take that. Ms. O'Reilly, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely.
Ooh.
What?
My borscht with lobster goes everywhere.
The lobster
Who was up
falling
there
lobster.
holding the bowl? Why is it fall from the roof?
The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. It was me! I have a feeling this.
Showdown time. You dirty cheat! Check his pockets, now! It's gone! The card's gone! You lose. Oh, that should have been your thing. Wog!
Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle next to Wright. And he hit me.
What? That's why she's wearing the bandana. You, some master of cheating you turned out to be. Wow.
When I came to, the victim was already dead.
Oh.
Is that it?
I think the
Oh,
judge-
that's not me, that's you.
I'll guess what you were going to say. Maybe you were going to say the victim was already dead. Is that it?
Yes, that's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in the league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure.
Well, where does this leave us?
Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming!
Life could be a dream, sweetie.
Look at Russ's second kid. He's just like, she's just like
hanging out.
He's like,
Where did
wow.
this baby come from? What's that? Nothing makes sense! It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and you're all a freaking nightmare!
It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events?
Mr. Gavin, sir?
I believe that, as the defense in this case, I wash my hands of all of you incompetent fools.
All
No,
of you are terrible,
We are-
terrible people.
we are compelled to call Miss O'Reilly a, what's the term? A big, fat liar.
What?
There, no, not there. 3 room the night of the murder. The defendant, the victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was murder.
What? I didn't. I'm no killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
Ah, a
Rather
trap.
than
Oh, it's a
framing,
trap, it's a
framing
trap.
You've played my trap card. No, you've activated my trap card.
What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive.
Don't try to quote Blake to me.
So tangled we catch ourselves in the process.
Mr. Wright?
Such a
Where the hell did you come from?
conclusion. You've been here the whole time.
This video just goes like.
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin.
What are you saying?
Why not consider the other possibility?
Because this is the one that's right.
That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder.
Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess.
A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. A 4th person.
Objection! Ha! This theory again. Your 4th person doesn't exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal.
You've been took by the real criminal.
Criminal.
Dun, 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 dun.
The real criminal.
It's you, Judge.
And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. Are you withholding evidence again?
I know.
What? What?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about?
Sorry.
Remember what I said. The 4th person who swapped the card made one critical error.
He or she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards.
Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur?
They were colorblind?
The cards used for the last game were red. Yet there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue.
Yeah, I had that impression too. But why?
Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me! I swear!
I really wish it were
I
pain.
mean, look at that coat.
That's what I mean.
Who is this 4th person?
Why do I always get put on the spot like this?
Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue?
Oh God.
It could
There's only
be,
one person it could be.
So if he were knocked out, right? If Phoenix, if she were knocked out, then she wouldn't have seen that Shady Smith, could have swapped out the cards and then been killed after that. Right?
You're not considering something.
That Phoenix is
Nope.
Okay, let me think. But the
Your
cards,
camera's out.
It's clearly a 4th person.
Yeah, it's one of the 2. I'm worried now it's Kristoff.
bizarre though. And how would we? I mean, that just is like a shot in the dark.
Think of what he just said, though. The courtroom is the only place where the real murderer
Right.
couldn't get away with it.
So, it's such a it's an enormous stretch though, because we haven't heard any connection at all between Gavin and anybody else.
Because we've only considered everybody else is in the room, and he's saying it was clearly a fourth person.
Could be Payne then, who
It
obviously
could
doesn't
be
understand
Payne.
color.
But also, there's one other thing you're not considering,
I am.
and I'm not going to say it.
Born at boss at Gavin Law Offices, first-rate defense attorney, and my trusted mentor.
The thing you're not considering is that for plot reasons, it would be interesting if your mentor betrayed you.
No, there's another thing. I just noticed it when the last time my character was speaking. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm not gonna say anymore because I don't want to.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing at this point either way, and since they go out of their way to have Payne
want me
say
to
it
tell
wasn't
you?
me. I mean, I'm gonna guess Gavin anyway because
I'm 80% sure it's him, but I could be wrong. It might be Payne, but I don't think it is.
Okay, what do you see in him that makes you think it's Gavin?
He's wearing a blue suit.
So he
is wearing a blue suit.
So he just loves blue, you mean? Or because since he's colorblind, he always picks blue?
He always picks blue.
Okay. Take that.
As I expected, your eyes and ears are sharp as your hair.
I was right?
Christoph Gavin, you were the fourth person that night.
But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards.
How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table.
Right. But look, you can see the colors in this photo.
Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light.
I'm not following. If he was in the room, he would know that there were colors, unless he's colorblind.
It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions.
Wait, we're still talking about cards here, right?
Yeah.
That's what I did last Saturday night. I had a silent clash of passions, if you know what I mean.
Are we talking about the moment where they did the tango, looking for the cards? Is that what we're talking about?
Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
So that's how you know it was blue, but it...
Well, Christoph?
Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin, is something the matter?
No, nothing. Excuse me. It was just so... sudden. Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you?
Yeah, that's logical, Erdnell, but...
Christoph. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far. No jokes.
Objection! This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb, beyond impossible burgers. This is insanity.
Beyond.
The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder?
My, the plot thickens.
I assure you, I'm quite sane.
Well,
What? Possible connection? Could Mr. Kevin have told the victim?
I'm his mentor. What are you talking about connection?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never met.
Well, what if they have?
What?
There is a possibility, after all.
Yes.
They may have met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court.
Defense would like to request no such thing.
Mr. Gavin?
Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before the game of poker be related?
Yes, how is
That's a
it
good point.
related?
I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
make any sense.
I'm not sure if I follow, Mr. Gavin.
As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly...
Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you.
Ha ha!
Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you.
Oh, okay.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
Hear the testimony.
Hell yeah!
Testify!
Testify me!
This is Mr. Wright's strategy. If I can figure out how the connection actually works, this is pretty brilliant. That he puts himself up, gets himself accused so that he can get Christoph to defend him so that he can prove in
I
court.
swear I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, he was planning this all along. It reminds me of something connected to Presumed Innocent, and I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court.
too, Justice? You would betray me, your teacher?
I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth.
That's why I'm called Justice.
Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please.
Now, I have a question. So, it's 12:20. We are at the spot that I was planning to stop. I will leave it up to the Arvocalists It is getting late. I don't know, but this feels like it's probably the last testimony, so I'll leave it up to you. It's up to you, folks.
You mean like last testimony of the game?
No, of this episode, which would close out the episode of the game.
I can keep going for a little bit longer, but
you tell me. It's totally
I'm
no.
about to say,
no.
12:30 is my cutoff, so 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. All right, appetite before murder.
That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin.
Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder?
I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder.
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him.
You were planning this all along, weren't you, Mr. Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial tutorial.
The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then and now.
I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Justice.
Yes, sir.
He's lying, and you are going to expose him.
Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? There are no normal trials. Cross-examination, appetite
This
before
might take more than
murder.
10 minutes, dude.
Yeah, it might. Yeah. I'm trying to decide if we'll remember what we're doing next month. But it makes more sense.
Next month, I won't remember it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Remembering Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright.
Yeah, but it makes more sense, I think, before we get to this big triumphant sort of, not triumphant, this climactic testimony. We probably should, no. Save it. Photograph. Saved. Saved. Save complete. Yes, return to the title screen. Okay. So, folks, I will stop the share. I will close this out.
Just when things were getting interesting.
I know, right? Just you're like, haha.
So sad,
The
but
excitement
there's
continues.
that means you have to come back next time.
That's right.
That's exactly right. It means that you have something you're like, wait, now the time has happened. Oh my God. And I realized that as I switch out of this, we had
We're all in one window.
Our webcams were not quite.
One big happy Arvocalist family.
Give me just 1 second and I'll make it work somehow. Okay.
That's funny.
One Mississippi.
Okay, there we go. Now I finally get the things down there. Let's see. So here's Zach. There's that. And then we've got Russ.
How did that happen?
Here.
I think it's because I came in
That's
late.
when you came in, but you didn't display. The displays didn't matter for that. So
Were
it was-
our cams like that the whole time?
Oh, it's because because you stopped sharing the screen.
right. And
Oh, okay.
so, yep, that's what happened. And then last but certainly not least, we have one more webcam, which is, let's see. Oh, wait. That's you. Yeah, no, I got it. I got it almost right. Hang on. This is a lot of work just so that you folks can say goodbye.
Ruda Zach Monster. I like how my full name gets to be in the Abomination nickname. That's always nice.
Hey, Arv.
Yeah.
I know you're already in the middle of this, buddy, but you could have just reopened the game.
Well, no, because the game is, I'm not sure if the game is maybe frozen as I finally ended it, since we're using BlueStacks anyway. Oh, would you like to exit BlueStacks? Yes, I would like to exit BlueStacks. That was why I asked you to do that. Okay,
We're
good.
missing Dot. You need to get Dot back in there.
I know. I'm fully aware. I got everybody but. Okay, there we go.
Not Dot. That is Russ.
Finally, we got it. It's all working. There we go. I is pro streamer.
I is pro streamer.
And you should do exactly what I do. Okay, there we go. Lovely. So now I've got everybody back just in time for everybody to say goodbye. This was a great time, though.
Yeah.
I had a really, really fun time. You did a wonderful job, all of you. And I will start with the gentleman at the bottom of the row. And I will say, Zach, nobody does confused, like, what is this type of judge. Better. Trend does a great and different kind of judge. But in terms of
James
confused
Earl Judge. It's
James
very-
Earl Judge, exactly. It's good stuff. So how'd you feel about tonight? And when will we catch you next, sir, here on the interwebs?
I felt great about tonight. Many, many laughs from all of us, especially Russ and his gripping performance as Pain.
Gripping is the word.
Or whatever you call this motion that Pain just does all the time. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where it goes. The level of intrigue just continues to get deeper and deeper, and it's awesome. You all will see me next on Friday for Esper Genesis. And I'm excited to see where that goes. And I hope it's just as gripping and just as intrigueful.
It'll be a little less ridiculous.
That's a
I think
word.
we can say that. I think I can definitively say it will be less ridiculous. But otherwise, it will definitely be gripping. And you should definitely follow Zach, who will eventually start streaming again, as he gets through his summer, it'll eventually happen. But no, you should definitely follow him and check out his work in various places. And Zach, always a pleasure. And I look forward to Friday. Should be a good time. Dot joined us a little late, but was amazing as usual. Dot, it was great and a lot of fun. I hope you had a good time. How'd you feel about stuff? And where will we catch you next here on the interwebs?
Well, this game's fun. This is actually the kind of game I'd like play by myself secretly on my phone and not tell anybody. So the fact that I get to do it with a bunch of other people, it makes me really happy. So as always, glad to be back. You may be seeing more of me around. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, maybe. Yeah. So I'm Dot. You can find me online at Little Red Dot on pretty much everything. Your social media or viewing streaming platform of choice, where I play a lot of tabletop RPGs and tell stories with people all the time. It's kind of the dream. You'll catch me next. What is today? Today's Tuesday. You'll catch me next. If you like podcasts, I do a podcast called North by Northwest. We release on Wednesdays, so that's out tomorrow. We're over our 100th episode now.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, and
That's
then,
awesome.
and then Thursday.
Show?
So what?
It's a weekly show?
Yeah, we do a weekly release. So, well, we have a weekly release.
That's a milestone then.
Yeah, it's been pretty huge for us, so we're very excited, and I'm getting ready to take over DMing that storyline for our 4th volume. So that's coming up, and then Thursday you can catch me over with Maggie, Margaret Crone, who I know you all love here. We play her Witch Girl game Thursday nights to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, come check us out. Little witchy action, little teen shenanigans.
Good stuff. Thank you as always, Dot. It was always a pleasure. Moving right up the line. Yeah, Russ, I agree there. No, like watching Payne just gradually lose his mind as like this thing was just tremendous. Man, like just like some of the just what this is beyond ridiculous. It was
physically causing him pain.
Yeah, like he's really just like, I can't believe my life at this moment.
I can't believe it's not butter.
But it was a great pleasure. I hope you had a good time with it. How'd you feel about today? And where will the lovely people see you live or otherwise?
It was a great session. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate the talented Arvocalist crew and all of the ridiculousness of this case and the twists and turns. Where will they find me next? So if you guys are in Los Angeles, I think I've lost my voice. We do a
can't imagine why.
Potter improv show called The Show That Shall Not Be Named, and we do it for an hour, which is great in North Hollywood Arts District at a theater called Acme Comedy on Lake Grisham. So we do that first Friday and second Saturday now at 8 p.m. Also do some stuff at Second City now. I'm on a Second City team, so that's exciting. We do various Saturdays in the backstage there. Yeah, and I just did a music video that when I'm able to, I'll share it with you folks. folks when it comes out. So that was fun.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. As always, a pleasure. Yeah, Russ is obviously awesome. So thank you so much, as always, my friend. And last but certainly not least, Rob, good stuff out of Christoph, who became a much bigger part of this than at first. I was like, oh, and then there's Christoph. So Christoph became, now all of a sudden he's like creepy killer guy that we're just like, what?
Well, it's nice because the whole soft-spoken thing I've been doing for like 3 episodes now can take a whole other like tone, which I'm really looking forward to playing next time.
Yeah. Now you're just kind of like, I'm soft-spoken because I'm actually creepy and deadly.
He is literally the most soft-spoken character I've played in any of these games, and I'm like, there's got to be something about him that gets really funky at some point, because it's, he's fun to play, but he's very reserved,
right,
as opposed to the rest of this game, which is like off the deep end.
Yes.
He's
no French chef from Tren. That's for. Oh man!
You don't even know.
Oh god, it's tremendous.
Oh god, I can't even do it justice. I can't do it Apollo justice.
I see what you did there.
Somebody say justice.
I'm gonna get out of here now. But yes, where will people see me? I will be casting on Twitch tomorrow night, after I finish editing my most recent YouTube vlog, which is on my channel, which you can find through my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GCDarksideRob. I currently have a UK and Norway video series that I'm posting through this month into next, and then I'm starting a music series set of videos related to the album that I'm hoping to release by the end of August. My current album is on Bandcamp currently, dsaudioverse.bandcamp.com. You can find my music, my video game streaming, and all of my other video content that's not on YouTube or on Bandcamp over at twitch.tv/GCDarksideRob. And you can follow my antics and links to all of that stuff on my Twitter account, twitter.com/GCDarksideRob. Also, I just posted a whole bunch of new photography work. So if you want to check out some of that stuff, Instagram.com/DarksideRob or robertjames.smugmug.com is where you can find my current photography work as well. Doing a lot of stuff all over the internet. Pay me. Thanks. Bye.
Good stuff. Thank you to the amazing Arvocalist crew. Chat, can we get some love for this incredible group of very talented voice actors? As I always say as well, people who are watching, speaking of pay them, hire and pay these people. They're really good at what they do. You ought to be able to see that. So give them monies, and they will not disappoint you. It's a great crew. Always a lot of fun as well to hang out with them. So thank you to my friends and an amazing crew of people.
Love this bunch.
Thank you to
group.
Rob, to Russ, to Dot, and to Zach. I will see you folks next month in the Arvocalists, and I'll see you all individually in various places as well. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.
Doodles.
And that is going to do it for that. I also, again, one last time, want to thank Shadowed Mage for this awesome overlay. Thank you, Shadowed. I hope everything went well with the interview, and I hope the same thing for DJ Flashpoint. Hope everything went well with the interview, but again, thanks, man. It was really, really cool. Really had a good time with this, and it was good. It was good stuff. That is going to conclude what was a very, very awesome, really fun stream tonight with so much good stuff that we did, with starting with the tale of Forsaken Land wizardry, and then moving from that into Pathfinder Kingmaker over on GOG, and then last but certainly not least, concluding with this awesome game. Really had a good time with the Arvocalists doing Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. So, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, I mean. So it's great stuff, and I hope you folks had a good time as well. That is going to do it for me also. We are going to do a raid, so if you stick around, you will be a part of that. The raid is very simple. When we get over to where you will be auto-magically brought, you do the Arvanauts Have Landed, followed by Twitch Raid, lowercase Twitch, uppercase Raid. If you are not a sub, so that's if you are not a sub. If you are a sub, you're going to do that, which is the Arvanauts Have Landed, followed by Arvane, Arvane, lowercase, then uppercase H, then lowercase YPE. And again, do that when you get sent over there automagically, and everyone will be really happy and excited, and it will all be really good stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to be back. Remember, Emberwind is on Thursday, so Thursday evening, the day after tomorrow. You can stop back here for some awesome Emberwind play with John Helfers, Saad, Marie Bilodeau, and Jen Brozek. No Brahms on Thursday because he's away, so he will not have internet access where he's going, but he will have, John will have the rest of of the crew, and that campaign has been doing some really great stuff, so you need to stop by and check that out on Thursday evening. And then Friday evening, I will be here game mastering the aforementioned Zach Clay, plus Johnny Pittman and Carlos Hernandez. No Cat, because she's away at a conference, but we will have the other three as we continue with Esper Genesis, my space opera game, which is awesome. And then Saturday, of course, we have got the mini marathon session of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, and next Tuesday we will have Adventures of Middle-earth, and then one more session of Pathfinder Kingmaker on GOG to wrap up July, and just before I head out to Gen Con in Indianapolis for an amazing event, which is going to have one of the big highlights of which is going to be that Saturday night Beyond the Forbidden Library D&D stream. So we got a lot of stuff going on over the next week or two. You can be a part of it by following the channel, by checking out the YouTube, the Discord with !ArvTube and !ArvCord, the Twitter with !ArvTweets. You can check out the website for all this, arvanelaron.com. Don't forget, of course, about the financial ways to support !ArvShop. Definitely see if you can check out the !ArvTrayon for the Patreon as we try to continue to move that up past 350 if we can, trying to continue to move that up that way. And last but certainly not least, of course, we have got the sub button currently sitting at about 56, 57 subs tonight. So let's continue to push that forward. You can get those awesome sub badges and also the custom emotes and all that good stuff as well. And that's awesome, Shatter. You're trying to get at least one day off. Oh, that'd be awesome, man. It'd be good to see you. It would be great if you could come up on Saturday and you could see the Beyond the Forbidden Library conclusion, because I think there's like 39 tickets for the left. That would be awesome if you could do it, but it's not likely. No, I hear that, man. You've been there many times, but if you can, that would be great. But totally understand if you cannot. You should be following Shatter Mage as well. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream tonight. Thank you to Aridonel, to Dragon Spear. Thank you to Shatter Mage, to Echo Alpha X5. Thank you to Nonstop, GC Darkside Rob, Tilted Gaming, Mrs. Dunsel, and Rock God, all of my subs. Thank you to my mods, Aridonel and Dragon Spear and Shatter Mage. Thank you as well to Rob for his amazing work today. Thank you to Angel of Light, to Atomica. Thank you to Commander Root, to Crimnus. Thank you to Cycle Motion, Diginferno, ECAG, Energy Zbot. Thank you to Ice Bunny, to June B, Quixote. Thank you to Lord Arctic Frost, which I don't think I've seen in here, so I hope you like what you saw and heard and will follow and support the channel in the ways that I mentioned. Thank you to Lurks. Thank you to Moobot, I guess. Thank you to Mosky Bear. Thank you to Stay Hydrated Bot for always keeping me hydrated. Thank you to Tay. Thank you to Tade. Thank you to V and Cade. Thank you to Valerian Gamer. Thank you to Varney, of course, and thank you to Virgo Pros. And yes, don't forget, of course, Icarus too. ! Icarus, and also the Forbidden Library Packer Kit is out there as well. And that's not going to be up a whole lot longer because pretty soon it's going to be going to print. So jump on board now while you can. But that's going to do it for me. I'm going to head on out of here, and then we're going to do a raid. So thanks, much love to everyone. Thank you for sticking with me. Really wonderful day of streaming today, and I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. I will see all of you lovely people here Thursday for Emberwind, and then Friday with me in person here on the channel streaming Esper Genesis. Until then, everyone be good to each other. Have a good night.
My broken dreams, my soul sits high and proud. O'er the ground with graves of kings and queens, I'm calling long and loud. Here was the castle of my grand old reign, here was the fortress of my love. This empty ruin sits in falling rain, it's all been blasted from above. And all my past was just a show, as good as it's been, well that's the last of it I'll know. If everything I've gained was going to be lost, why would I risk myself at this cost? And all the speed with which I found your love, well that's just how fast it's gone away. And in the sky I see a broken and peace it used to reign. Without the touch of your guiding hand, well, you know it's never been the same. And all my past was just a show. As good as it's been, oh, that's the last of it, I'll know. If everything I've gained was going to be lost, why would I risk myself at this cost? And all the speed with which I found your love, well, that's just how fast it's gone away. And in the sky I see a broken dove, and now there ain't no more to say. Bards and poets sing of sweet regrets. Well, all the same, they've got it wrong. I haven't sucked the sadness in me yet, yeah, but I tell you that it won't be long, long before I felt a wealth of good inside, surplus of happiness again.